Okay, so good evening. Welcome everybody to the FPRL 5 Lapper Social Championship. It's the last social event that we're running before a return to our regular season. And I'm joined on commentary today by my co-commentator actually from a couple of weeks back, TJM. TJ, how are you? How are you this evening?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Yourself, Biddle.
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Not too bad. Just looking forward, hopefully, to some clean, interesting racing. It should be said, Five Lappers notorious, obviously, for not being very forgiving, especially if you're in the general community of things. But hopefully, uh, we will get some clean racing today. So for the format today, we're running a one-shot qualifying, which you can see on your screen now. One-shot qualifying is notoriously hard to commentate on as well, so I'll run through the rest of the format for this event. So it is a one-shot qualifying, followed by a five-lap race, just for the starting round to get an initial grid. And then the following races after this will all be reversed in terms of the grid. So hopefully, TJ, we're going to get to see some fast guys at the back, and what can they do in the space of 5 laps?
Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting. There's some big boys from Tier 1 in here, but there's also some big boys from Tier 2. Pick a name like straight away, David Wallface. He's a very good defender, and if he finds himself on first place in the race, people might find him hard to overtake.
Yeah, definitely. It's always good to see a spread for the field. So it looks like, according to the graphic on the left-hand side at least, that Collateral Ads is currently in provisional pole. Let's see when he crosses the line whether he keeps that, and he does. I think there was a lot of invalidations there actually. According to the timing screen, we'll get the full results in a minute, but it seemed very close. Austria obviously always provides close times in terms of qualifying, and there it is, confirmation of all those disqualifications there. I imagine a lot of those would have been at turn 1, but it's nice to see them carry on with their laps. Only 5 drivers setting a valid time then, and it is Collateral Ads 94 in the Ferrari who takes provisional pole in the first race of this mini championship. And joining him on the front row is Revenge Zilla in the Haas, with his teammate just behind him, Sergeant Raninov. Mag User is 4th for Alpine, and Monkey Boy Kerr 5th for the Williams. They're your 5 drivers that set a time. The rest of them not managing to do so, unfortunately.
No, that's a fantastic lap from Revenge Zero as well. 0.96 seconds behind Collateral Lads, and we know how quick Collateral Lads is as well, so he'll be absolutely buzzing with that lap.
Yeah, so it should be said that in terms of the setups for each driver, they're all using a preset 3 setup, because we wanted to make it so the playing field was even more even in terms of the racing as well, let alone having a reverse grid, but ensuring that they can't toy around with setups will make it so it is even more closer racing between the drivers. The ultimate winner will be the one with the most points after 10 races, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it runs smoothly. I'm not too sure the F1 servers will agree with that, but hopefully it does, as we are going to get underway for the first race in this 5-lap championship. And it's lights out and away we go, and it is Ads who keeps the lead from Revenge Zilla off the start. Mag User squeezing Sergeant Raninov off the road there, and he's gone very, very wide on the exit of turn 1. Revenge Zilla looking to keep a good toe behind Collateral Ads down into turn 3 now. Let's see further back
We had
what
one.
happens.
We had one spinner at turn 1. Adrian H03 got the spun.
Oh, it's a shame for him in his first race, really, in FPRL today. It's Mag User all over the back of Sergeant Randolph. We saw them two getting very close together off the line, pushing Sergeant Randolph wide. He's managed to recover to 3rd place, so he's done well there, TJ.
Yeah, he's done very well. Yeah, just looking down the field now, and it's really close to Ricochets in the back of Mag Z88. Some side boys right behind him as well, as mentioned. TS9 down the 16th. He was pretty close to locker just as well. So it's nice to see the field so bunched up at this early as well.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic, and I'm sure we're going to get action from start to finish with it only being 5 laps then. So you can see on your screen now the big gainers from the start of that race, and it is indeed Silverside Boy and Object Fungus making up 4 places with them each, and the top 5 unchanged off the line. We saw that scrap between Mag User and Sergeant Randolph, but they're running status quo at the moment.
Yeah, Kluschek has just done Austin into turn 2. I meant turn 3, I can never remember the turns on this, but it was a good move either way. Collateral Lads is pulling ahead of Zilla, so there'll be no DRS for Zilla once he gets past the checkered flag again. That'll probably hurt him, his teammate right behind him.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just wondering if there's going to be any kind of team orders. We know that Revengilla and Sergeant Raninoff will be discussing during this race whether Sergeant Raninoff might be a little bit quicker, but on my screen for sure it looks like Sergeant Raninoff having a few connectivity issues at the moment, and it's just dropping him closer into the clutches of an Alpine behind him, Mag User. You know, Mag User has a bit of pace about him from previous social races, so interesting to see if he can get past the house ahead of him at the moment. We've got a penalty in the field, and it is for EULR Lewis, who's picked up a 2-second penalty then as the first driver to do so.
And I think we've got our first DRS train from Kluschek all the way down to Object Fungus in 13th. Nice little DRS train been on there.
Yeah, hopefully the gaps will stay very close, and we are watching a very close bit of racing between Monkey Boy Kurt and EULR Lewis. We saw it just at turn 3 actually. Lewis threw it up the inside of Monkey Boy and got another 2-second penalty as a result of it. Seemed a little bit late on the brakes of EULR Lewis there. I don't think Monkey Boy will be too happy about that. It's another 2-second penalty for Ricochet,
And he's
who
out.
has retired. Yeah, he must have hit the wall. Perhaps made contact with somebody. It's very hard to keep up with the action going on as Sergeant Raninoff is round and is down to 12th place. Will he keep on place? No, David Lowface just ahead then as he rejoins the track. So Sergeant Raninoff from 3rd, now back in 13th place. It looks like he's got back ahead of David Lowface then, but it is Collateral Lads out in front, running away with it, you'd say at the moment. 2 seconds ahead now, surely a shoo-in for the win in this race at least. Let's see what EULR Lewis can do now. He's got to get a gap. He's got, I think, a 4-second penalty now. Just trying to find out. Yeah, it is a 4-second penalty. The only driver with a penalty in the field. There's a lovely little scrap going on behind between Monkey Boy, Mag User and Klutzjak in the Alpha Tauri then. So let's see who will be the victor of this one. Only 1 lap to go very shortly. These races do fly by, especially on Austria.
Yeah,
Raninoff now gets a penalty.
Yeah, he's had a bit of disaster past couple of laps. He did get past Locker in the second DRS zone, but yeah, he's probably just going to go down to the pace and he can start as high as he can in the field.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, as we mentioned, the reverse grid for the next race, and so there is something to take away from this race for Sergeant Raninoff, down in 12th now, but with that penalty will surely drop further back. Let's see what other battles are going on in the field at the moment. Will Klutzjak look to make a move here on Mag User? No, stays behind.
Silverside Boy has just got Lewis into turn 2. He's got DRS to take him again. Yeah, I reckon he's got this move done here.
That's right on board then, as we've got Object Fungus going up the inside here in the Aston Martin. As Lewis picks up a penalty, which means he's basically out of this fight at the moment for 8th place.
That was a
Who's
nice.
going to come out on top here?
That was a nice move from
Back
Object.
round
That
to the
was.
final corner. Collateral Lads will sweep through the final 2 corners. It's been a dominating performance from him in qualifying and this 5-lap race. He will take the checkered flag in this first race, closely followed by Revengilla in the Haas. Let's see where this penalty will put EUR Lewis. Monkey Boy also pick up a penalty as well, which promotes Mag User to the podium places. Klutzjak will get 4th for Alpha Tauri. Magsy on his initial showing in FPRL gets 5th place for Aston Martin there in that first 5-lap race, TJ.
Yeah, that was some really good on-field battles. Collateral lads just flew away with it. You know, it is Austria, it's a short track, there isn't much time to gain if you do fall back. But congrats to Battle for his win here.
Yeah, no, brilliant race, as you said. Collateral lads for the Ferrari will take the honours in the first race. Let's see what he can do in the second race, which I believe TJ is what track is it again? I can't remember off the top of my head now.
Yeah, I can't remember top of my head either.
I know it's an interesting one, so stay tuned for that one anyway. But there is your finishing order then. Like we said, it is Collateral Lads who takes the first win of this 5-lap championship, closely followed by Revenge. Well, closely followed in terms of F1, but not really in terms of a 5-lap of 2.7 seconds. A dominating gap between the pair of them there. Mag User rounding off the podium for Alpine after starting fourth. TJ, I won't say driver of the day because we're going to have many races, but who was your driver of that race anyway?
Oof. I would say Collateral Lads, you know, because he has pulled it out ahead. But I'm looking at some of the drivers below, like the Silver Side Boy, Object Fungus. You know, Object Fungus started 17th, finished 9th. You know, I'd like to probably get some of them drivers, to be honest. You know, it's only 5 laps, and to make that many correct places up in a short time, I think they're probably one of the driver days for me personally.
Yep, no, definitely. As we just await for the lobby to continue, as I think we're waiting for some of the other drivers to just load up at the end of that session. So, CJ, based on what you saw there, I know it's hard to see going forward into future races in this mini championship, but was there anyone apart from Ads who you've mentioned that stands out really, who you're going to be keeping an eye on?
I'll keep an eye on Revenge still. You know, there's no disrespect to him. He's still the second quickest person on the field, so keep an eye out on him for definite. Magsy88 once again, he showed some real true pace to get to P5. Yeah, there's a few people. Object Fungus, Monkey Boy, EUR Lewis. All these guys, I think, will definitely be throwing the pace down, especially in some of these later races. Who are you keeping your eye on?
Yeah, I think as you mentioned, the EUR Lewis, we know he's quick. I mean, he was unfortunate there with his penalties. Well, some would say unfortunate, but some wouldn't. I think Monkey Boy will be one of those people to say that he's not, you know, lucky to get away with less penalties. He threw it right up the inside of Monkey Boy. I think we caught that on stream. I don't think Monkey Boy will be too happy about that incident. But yeah, as you said as well, you know, Zillow as well up there in second place for Haas. Good showing in the one-shot qualifying. Good showing in the race as well. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on, of course. Ads getting that fastest lap as well, so it is 26 points then for Ads.
Just a quick check on the Discord, and Object Fungus is playing there that he's driving his wheel for the first time, so he's finding it pretty difficult, but, you know, to finish P9 with the first time with a wheel from P17, that's a pretty good accomplishment, that is.
Yeah, definitely for the first time. No questions about that one. Just waiting for the lobby to continue. I think it's one driver in particular that's having a problem with his game, or whether he's just not readied up. It is Ricochet, one of our new drivers. So Ricochet, if you're watching the stream, or you're watching the stream from the toilet or something, can you please go back to your Xbox and ready up, because we are waiting on you, it would seem.
So, once again, oh, here we go. Ricochet's left the session, so
go.
must have some issues.
Yep, Ricochet having some issues, unfortunately leaves us. We'll see if he comes back, but it seems like he's having some kind of issue then. So there you can see the championship standings, which of course after one round just follows the race result that we had. But Collateral's getting that extra point for that fastest lap. I'm just wondering if those odd 1 points here or there, considering we're going to have reverse grids and things like that, whether they're going to make a massive difference, TJ.
Yeah, I think so. Especially in such short laps. Anyone can get fastest lap. It could be different between first, second, third, finishing in the top 10. So definitely, if any drivers are listening, don't be afraid to try and pull fast lapping.
Yeah, definitely as well. That's quite rightly, as you said. Yeah, I can see in the chat Object Fungus with his wheel. We've got first-hand experience, TJ, both adopting wheels recently. We know just how hard that is to get up to speed that quickly. So 9th place, I'm pretty sure. I know it's only a 5-lapper, but I'm pretty sure he'll be happy with that.
Yeah, definitely.
Other drivers in the field then. So we have got some new drivers with us this evening. Adrian H03 is yet to drive in FPRL, and he's here in his first event in the league. Magsy's recently new as well to FPRL. We've also got Mag User, who's recently joined FPRL as well. All these drivers are down as reserve drivers at the moment, so it's interesting to see their pace as opposed to if they get into league races. I know we're going to start running reserve races for these drivers on Wednesdays to try and evaluate their pace a little bit better, considering we are hoping to expand to 3 tiers next season. TJ, is there any reserve in particular that you think at the moment, I'm sure you know their names, but is there any reserve in particular at the moment that you think might be pushing to, you know, maybe even the top end of tier 1?
Yeah, so I know you got point tier 2 to originally start with, but that Louis 107.2636, the pace he's been showing in these social races has been unbelievable. So yeah, I think he'll definitely be competing for the top end. Same with the other Louis as well, in all fairness, he probably deserves a shout out. He's been showing some real true pace in these social races as well.
Yeah, definitely. Just a way to get underway here. TJ, have you changed the lobby options to reversed qualifying?
I'm just doing it, but people have dropped out. And I was just about to set the grid, and I've lost someone.
Are you not able to just reverse the grid? Isn't that there?
Will that work, do you reckon? Reversed. I'll go to go.
That's what I thought we were. We're just reversing the grid in that manner, rather than having to set the grid every time. I thought that'd be a little bit easier to do for 10 races.
No, go, yeah, we'll try that one, yeah. Reversed it. I think all the other options are set. As I mentioned, we have lost Ricochet and a random driver who I don't know who we lost.
I think it's Object Fungus, unfortunately. Not too sure what's happened to him. He must be having connectivity issues as well. I think he'll keep his 2 points if he rejoins the lobby. We can try and keep a mental note, but that might be difficult to calculate afterwards. I don't have a spreadsheet up next to me. With the drivers in here.
Object's just returned, I think.
Objects.
And he has lost his points, unfortunately.
Yeah. So what that means for the reversed grid.
Yeah, this will be interesting.
He's only got 1 bar of connection actually as well, so that might need to be noted for future races. A bit more of a delay here than we were expecting. I think Ricochet, the problem, has left the lobby now. We're just waiting for Object Fungus to actually select a car. I know he's watching the stream.
There we go, he's just selected his car.
There we go. So, and he has got his 2 points back as well, so hopefully it saved his result, and we should be able to go then, ready for the next race. It is Russia, so I probably should explain. There is 8 dry races, 2 wet races. The drivers don't know which will be dry and wet at the moment, so it's all a bit of a surprise to them as well. They can obviously see which tracks are going to be raced within the lobby. It seems like Object Fungus is still having connection issues. Might just need to be monitored a little bit. So it is a reverse grid as per the F1 2021 game reversed grid. So I wish I could show you that grid, but I'm just looking at some very nice garages.
Yeah, I just hope this has reversed. I will find out when the drivers come off.
I've got faith in you, TJ. I've got faith. I've got faith in you that you've done the right thing here. So yeah, no one-shot quality this time. It's purely a 5-lap reversed race as the timer comes on then. Ready, counting us down. TJ, I'm going to let you do the start this time. I don't think you've done a start yet. So
No, not yet.
I'm going to put the onus onto you.
Right, it does. The guys in the Discord are saying that the reverse grid hasn't worked, even though it's been set to reverse.
Right.
So that's interesting.
That's your lobby settings, Ace TJ.
Yeah. Right, okay, as they get away, so we got Austin in I won't run down the grid at this point actually. And they're off, and Austin looks like it's going away okay. Sergeant Magnus right behind him but lost the place. Oh, and we've got a crash. Montgomery Curtis out. And Revenge, it looks like Revenge still had a bump in with him actually. As we go back to start, Austin's managed to hold it with Adrian in second, Sergeant Randolph in third.
Yeah, so you can see it's not quite the reverse grid we was after. It's slightly mixed up. We've got Revenge losing 10 places off the start, I'm assuming from 5th, even though he finished 2nd last time. We'll have a look into it for the next race, but they'll all continue for now anyway, and it is Austin A27 out in front. Sergeant Randolph, who did have that mishap in the first race, currently in 2nd at the moment. Adrian, another reserve driver, in 3rd place at the moment. Seems like he's also having some slight connection issues as he's ghosted just in front of, is it Mag User? So it seems like there is connection issues all around at the moment.
Silverside boys having a good battle with Collateral Lads here as well. They're pretty much side by side.
Let's have a look then. Yep, no DRS of course for the first 2 laps, but here they come into the heavy braking zone of right-hander, and it looks like Collateral Lads has to feed in behind. Silverside boy goes slightly deep into the corner, pushes Maxi wide, and they're into the wall as well for good measure.
And Collateral Lads just taking over from both of them.
Yep, a little bit of wheel spin there from, I think it was Maxi. Silverside, one of the two of them put the other one into the wall.
Yeah, TS9 did a bit of a spin as well. That won't help him out. So early winners here. It's a shame we didn't get the reverse as we wanted it to. But from memory, Collateral Lads is in a really good place here.
Yeah. That Lads is having a great time of it. He's up 8 places as well from the start of the race. He's starting P13 according to the reverse grid the race gave us. And he's up to 5th place now. As we know, he won the first race around Austria, so he'll be very happy with that. Mag Users now got past Adrian H03. It would seem so too has Collateral Ads as well. I'm wondering if Adrian's got any kind of damage at the moment.
Yeah, just looking back at Revengezilla, he does look like he's got front wing damage, but he's decided to stay out. I mean, the reverse grid works as benefit for this way for him that next race he'll either start P1 if Luke's check manages to catch up, or P2.
Yeah, it looks like we'll have to clearly set the grid to custom and sort it out ourselves. Thank you, Codemasters, for a fantastically coded game. It doesn't give us a reverse grid, just gives us some random order.
Yeah.
But we'll have to sort it out ourselves. As you said, Ads now up to 3rd place, past Sergeant Randolph then, and on the back of Mag User already. Ads is really coming into his own in these 5 lappers at the moment, in these opening 2 races anyway.
Looks like Adrian, I think you mentioned actually, Adrian has got some connection issues. He just ghosted and gone into Silverside Boy. So that's probably one to note going forward as well, just to keep an eye on his connection.
Yep, so at the moment, the big losers really, you are looking towards the back of the field, and Monkey Boy, as you mentioned, had that instant off the start and is out of this race. Glutschak down 5 in 50. He had to take that pit stop. I'm assuming for a new front wing, and he's not going to get any points today in this race, at least. Same too with Zilla, running around with that front wing damage at the moment.
Yeah, so just a couple of penalties are beginning to creep in. Sergeant Reynolds just picked himself 2 seconds off. EURLR Lewis has picked himself 2 seconds. Glutschak's got a penalty, but it's because he's sparing the pit lane. I don't think the track limits were too bad around Russia personally. I don't know what you think on that, Biddle?
Yeah, track limits for me haven't really caused an issue before. So it does seem that drivers are certainly finding it difficult, whether they're all just pushing a little bit more, obviously being that social race and being not in terms of a competitive league race, to say the least, and with it being a 5-lapper as well, they're naturally going to carry more pace. But we have had a change of lead as Mag User now leads the way from Collateral Ads, who is all over the back of Mag User, and will ride on board down to turn 1 here, turn 2 as well. And here we go. Collateral Ads has got barely any ERS. Same could be said about Mag User as well. And Ads looks like he's going to get an easy pass here on the Alpine.
Oh, Silverside Boy, perfect. Silverside Boy's just getting 2 places and overtaking Austin Sargent.
Yeah, Sargent does really seem to be having some connection issues at the moment for some strange reason. He's not really had any connection issues in the league, but he's just ghosted through 3 cars. He seems to be talking about the place a little bit as well.
Yeah,
I've got Silverside Boy, as you said, up to 3rd place.
Yeah, I was on board with Sargent, but Silverside Boy moving. Yeah, he is. He is jumping around quite a bit actually.
Massive battle at the moment for this 3rd place at the moment. It does contain just about everyone down to the locker
Sargent's
in 9th place. Yep, Sergeant ran off his round. He was running very close with that pack, and he is indeed round and down to 13th, compounding his issues. And from the first race where he had that spin on the final corner of Austria, and that is only the gain.
Sergeant Reynolds dropped it.
Yeah, I think he would have given up at that point. Down in 12th place, he knows he's not going to get points on this one. And we'll try and do a true reverse grid at the very least for the next race. And it seems that he wants to profit from that slightly. He will start, I'm assuming it'll be 3rd, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
If the grid is set properly next time. As Lewis there runs a little bit wide there on the final corner. I know you can avoid track limits there, but it was very wide indeed. And he's in a very close fight for this 3rd place with Silverside Boy at the moment. You can see Maggie's on the bottom of your picture there getting close as well. But it is Lewis who overtakes Silverside Boy around the outside. Can Silverside Boy keep up with him? Every driver looked just about out with ERS at the moment. Oh, Gary.
Yes, that's
2-second penalty there. Will mean that he won't finish 3rd. He won't finish 4th at this rate either. It looks like he's on for about 6th or 7th at the moment, depending on penalties. There you go. Maxie's picked one up as well. Locker all over the back of him at the moment. Set to finish Locker 5th place if he can keep up with Silverside Boy.
Yeah, there's an interesting little battle going on here. Yeah, it could go either way. Hopefully, Locker can keep it clean, as you say, and get that P5. Or his Silverside Boy has just got past Lewis, but obviously he'll drop back with that penalty.
They're watching on board with Locker at the moment, running outside of Magsy. He doesn't need to make this pass, but he wants to do it on track anyway. Brilliant racing from Locker there. He was on the outside, on the inside, then back on the inside. Fantastic driving from Locker in the Red Bull. But it is indeed Collateral Ads who secures yet another win in this mini FPRL 5-lap championship in his Ferrari. Up 12 places, TJ, in the race. Brilliant drive from him once again.
Yeah, fantastic drive, absolutely fantastic. And obviously the reverse grid not working didn't really help that much. Well, the base in particular, but yeah, you can't take nothing away from that.
Yep, absolutely fantastic then. So we have a set of results from the second race then. Absolutely fantastic racing, you have to say again all round. We saw some brilliant overtakes. Shame for Monkey Boy who crashed out, but he will start the next race on pole when TJ sorts the grid out for the next race.
Yeah, just apologising to the driver in the Discord currently. There's a few unhappy chaps in there.
Well, no one can have any complaints with the race winner. I know he should have started perhaps right at the back, but still a 12th place gain from his 13th place grid spot up to win the race. And it is indeed Collateral Lads who wins the second 5-lap championship race in his Ferrari. He'll have a big lead now on the rest of the field. Still 8 rounds to go, still anyone's championship at the moment. Mag User second place for Alpine, putting some good pace into that Alpine. And it is Lewis to round off the podium then in the AlphaTauri.
Yeah,
So,
big shout out to Locker there. Started P15, finished P5.
yeah, absolutely fantastic. Helped, of course, by the fact he didn't attain any penalties. You can see there the drivers that finished 7th down all were carrying at least a 4 or 2 second penalty. So, yeah, just with a 5-lap race, it does always pay to be clean.
So,
Adrian,
Bizzle, if you would just take a look at the Discord and see what the gents are saying, just to see what your thoughts on it are on it. While I just set the custom grid for the next race.
Right. So, I think TJ.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I don't know what the best way to go from here is. I think if we null and void that one, we can. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have got the finishing order, so we know we just take the points off, so we could run another race if everyone's prepared to stay for another race.
Yeah. So let's do that then. We'll null and void that race, unfortunately for Collateral Lads.
Yeah.
In the Ferrari. Yeah, I think as you said, with the grid not being the way it should have been, null and void that one. We'll get figures from the first race. Add them out. Add them on to the remaining rounds then. As to not cut the stream. It's not cut the stream.
Yeah, I'm in the same position as you. We have lost Adrian H again.
Yeah, I think he's having connectivity issues. I think we saw it in the race there. He was having connectivity issues. So we have... yeah, so for the viewers then, what we will do is just so there's no confusion at the end, we will take the points from that race out of the final total in terms of the championship then.
Right, and the grid is set, and I'm assuming the guys want to get going, so we'll just go.
Adrian's just joined back, TJ. just to make your job a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, this is the only issue about needing to do this thing after every race. If guys keep leaving and joining, it's going to be it'll delay the process ever so slightly.
Yeah. We'll see how we get. We'll carry on with this up until 5 races, TJ, and then we will see. We will see at the midpoint what we will do in terms of. Obviously, FPRL hasn't run anything like this before in terms of 5-lap championship, so it is just a trial and error. It is the first event of its kind. Hopefully, we will be able to run similar events to this if people find it enjoyable. It's just got to get a little bit more smooth in terms of its process at the moment. Obviously, what we want to see is the fast guys at the back coming through the field and how well they can do in 5 laps. We like to make it a little bit more even, rather than the guys that are quick just being in front of the field every race over the 10 lap races. Hopefully we can see a varied field. So that's why we're going to try and continue with this format into the following races.
So anyone that is listening to the chat, that there's good questions just come in about the reverse, how the grid's been reversed, and it's been reversed on the results from Russia.
Yep, so our third race is around Brazil then. So we have seen a race around Austria. We've seen a race around Russia. We've seen a race around Russia, but we are going to take the points out of that one for the final standings. TJ is having a little giggle to himself there because he's
Oh. Right, so the grid should be set perfect this time, and the driver should be happy. So, yeah, as the lights drop in a minute, there we go.
There we go, TJ, you can do this one again if you want, mate.
So, and the go and they're off, and Monkey Boy gets away, but Sarge looks like Revenge look like a good start, actually, as they go to turn 1. Revenge takes the lead. Monkey Boy went a bit wide, but looks like we have had a couple of spinners, maybe.
Yeah, at the back of the field, David Lowface, I think it is, and the McLaren, who spun round at turn 1 then.
And the rest of the pack's going down nicely to turn 4. And it's all clean, the drivers are very close again. An absolute buzzing start for Collateral Lads again, back of the grid, and he's already P7.
Yeah, incredible start for both him and Lewis as well in the AlphaTauri. 8 and 9 places each respectively then at the moment. Off the line, brilliant starts by both of them then. And the big losers from that Object Fungus and EULR Lewis, and of course David Lowface at the moment
Silver
down.
Side Boys had better of an instant, he's dropped back down to 15th.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed with that after a strong showing at Russia, barring his penalties. He's 7th place there. Not quite converting into a good start here in Brazil, but it is Revengezilla who leads Monkey Boy Kurt at the moment in his Haas. He's got his teammate in 3rd place in Sergeant Raninoff. Can Sergeant Raninoff now get ahead of Monkey Boys? He looks to close up to him into turn 1.
And we've got our first penalty. EULR Lewis has picked his first track cutting penalty up. Naughty.
A feature of his races so far in this social championship at the moment.
And as David's had to come into the pit to get a new front wing.
Yeah, the front 3 now breaking away slightly from Klutschak in terms of DRS. They're just over a second. Can they maintain that gap and start to move away as a trio then? But it is Vengila who still leads, having pit Monkey Boy Kurt off the line. The front 4 really not changing too much in terms of position, despite that top 2 swapping their 1st and 2nd. And then in 5th place it is Lewis in the AlphaTauri. Lewis right behind his teammate in Klutschak.
Yeah, this will be an interesting battle, this is, because Lewis has definitely got the pace, and we know how Klutschak is as a driver. So this could be a little interesting battle.
Definitely, CRS will be activated on this lap then, and Monkey Boy Kurt looking to get up alongside Revengezilla without the DRS.
Oh, and Sergeant
Raninoff. He's going to take advantage round the outside of the Williams, but he does feel just about back in behind. Both of them have DRS here, down into turn 3. Who's going to be bravest on the brakes? It is Monkey Boy Kurt initially who stays ahead, but they all seem to run wide. I wonder if they picked up any warnings for that. But they're still side by side at the moment. No one overtakes here, surely. As Sergeant Randolph runs wide and allows Kloosjak through then into 3rd place.
Yeah, this is very interesting. This is. I like how close the pack are, and Sargent has just fallen behind slightly. Lewis got a great run on him here, and he's done it.
Wow, so in the space of 3 or maybe 4 corners, Sergeant Randolph has had the opportunity to go into 2nd place, but now he's down to 5th. Can he do some damage limitation with the 2 laps remaining here?
And on his wing is the almighty collateral lads. He's got himself in P6, and he'll be hunting to get on the podium again.
Yeah, most definitely. So, Sargent running off then, looking to get past Lewis again. With that DRS goes around the outside of turn 1, he'll stick on the inside for 2. Was there any contact? No, they both seem unscathed at the moment, but it's the long drive now down to turn 3. And I'm just wondering if they're in a little bit of a DRS train here, TJ.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just going to be a case of who's got the more ERS to open up the corners, or who can get the cleaner exit from a corner now. Oh, and Sargent picks himself up a 2-second penalty.
Oh, that's such a shame. It effectively takes him out the running for these positions. It will drop him back behind TS9 at the moment, as Object Fungus also gets a penalty as well. I wonder how long Ads will be sat behind that Haas at the moment. It is still Revengula out in front leading, though he hasn't quite broken DRS though to Monkey Boy Kurt, but there is only 1 lap left now.
Yeah, Revengula's had a fantastic race since he got the lead, and he'll be really pleased to keep him this as well. Hopefully he keeps it nice and clean on this last lap.
There we go, fastest lap as well for Revengula momentarily until we see if someone else can take that from him. And he's kept very cleanly ahead of Monkey Boy Kurt here. He's keeping the gap as well to about 0.7 of a second, despite the DRS being activated for Monkey Boy. I think it was due to the sheer amount of ERS Zilla had saved up. He had about 70% there coming off the final corner.
Yeah, he's been very clever with the strategy here. Yeah, there's not else I can say other than he's played perfect race here. And Monkey Boy's picked a 2-second penalty up as well now.
Oh dear. That's set to relegate Monkey Boy to at least 5th place. Oh, I think Sargent will have a penalty as well, so he'll survive being overtaken by him on the penalties. But coming round the final left-hander onto the main straight, it is Revengula who is the victor here in the 5 laps of Interlagos. A brilliant drive from the start.
This is going to be close. Kloosjak is... Oh, okay, so Kloosjak almost had Monkey Boy on the line, but because it's 2-second penalty, that relegates him down to 5th. Sargent does stay 6th. Fantastic drive from Clout lads there. P4 from back of the grid. And as all the other drivers start coming over the line, we're just waiting for EU Alor Lewis and David Lawface, who will start in P1.
I think Lewis is going for a fastest lap here in his Mercedes. And he's not quite done it on this time, but I think he got it from the time before anyway. I think he was trying to break his own fastest lap. So that was a fantastic drive from the Haas team again. Despite Sargent's penalty, they're both showing pace at the moment, TJ. And I know we don't have a constructors crowd, as it would say, today, but in terms of the Haas drivers as a whole, they're showing some good pace as a team.
Yes, definitely. They're having a fantastic drive, both of them are. And it just proves again that, you know, that even the guys in Tier 2 are still very competitive against these Tier 1 drivers.
Yeah, there is that fine cut-off between the tiers that we're finding at the moment with some drivers definitely showing the pace of those, some drivers perhaps in the lower tier of tier Division 1. It seems a bit harsh to say lower tier of Division 1 because it is the top tier, but I think we'll see going into next season a fine cut-off between both tiers. But there is your finishing order for Brazil then. 5 laps of Interlagos. It is Revengula who takes that win for the Haas team. The AlphaTauri duo of Klutschak and Lewis 1072636 finishing off on the podium, but it is Collateral Lads who somehow seems to always be in and around that podium. You start him 16th and he'll still take 4th with him. He's very much proving ominous on these 5 lappers at the moment, TJ, and can you see anybody else taking the fight to him at the moment?
Not really, no. He's just got unbelievable pace no matter what track he goes on currently. Yeah, he's couple more wins, and you know he's extended that lead to a point where it could be pretty hard to pull it back in.
Yeah, definitely. So just while we get the grid set for this 4th race around Azerbaijan and Baku, let's have a look at the in-game table at the moment anyway, with
I think we might have just lost on my comms video for a minute. So I'm just reversing the grid currently, and he's back.
some slight technical issues there. My controller had as Dean, who isn't racing tonight, would like to call it, a brain fart. But I'm back, and yeah, so let's have a look at the table at the moment. I know we've not taken the Austria result, not the Austria result, sorry, the Russian results out of it, after the mishap of the race there. But it is still Ads leading the way. Zilla in 2nd place now, Magusa in 3rd. Obviously, as we get more deeper into the championship, the results will be a bit more meaningful without taking that one race out of the standings. Some drivers who might be disappointed at the moment. Silverside Boy only with 10 points in the McLaren. We've got Sergeant Raninov in 12th with his Haas car. We'll be hoping perhaps to get a little bit, see a bit of improvement there from 13th. Who else have we got? Object Fungus 15th. We know he's on the wheel today. So he's still improving. It does take a while, obviously. The drivers that have made that transition from pad to wheel will know that it takes a while to get adjusted. And Object Fungus is showing some decent-ish pace at the moment. He's picked up some points anyway, despite his connection seeming like it's struggling a little bit at the moment. And David Lowface has got 2 points from McLaren then at the moment, and he will start the race around Baku on pole then, TJ.
Yes, that's right. I am just finishing the grid off right now, and I need to change one more setting afterwards as well. Loads. So there we go. And the drivers might not like this one, and this is one of my calls on this one.
TJ is full of great ideas all the time. the people that know TJ will know he's obviously full of great ideas all the time.
I'll be nice to the gents and put it on wet form so they're intermediates. So if anyone's listening to this, then this is one of the first wet races we've got. It'd be interesting to see what the drivers think about this one.
Most definitely.
Can Collateral Lads keep the pace up in the rain?
Yeah, it's interesting to see the difference at the moment in terms of weather. Ads has obviously been smashing it in the dry, as you said, but can he keep up with that in the wet? Obviously, it is Baku, and everyone that's raced Baku will know it's a challenge in the dry. And obviously, starting at he's not quite at the back, but he's not really in the midfield. He's 12, 13, 17. I think he's around
12 he'll be starting.
12. So it'll be interesting to see if he can get some good points from there.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, as you mentioned, this track is hard to drive in the dry. A little bit of wet in there, people missing braking points. It'll be very interesting indeed. And as mentioned, this is one of my ideas. Perhaps an evil one, and maybe many drivers wouldn't back it, but we'll see how this goes.
Well, it'll be entertaining nonetheless, and of course, it is just a social event, and it's interesting to see here who will come out on top. And like you said, David Lowface starting on pole. We know he's good at defending. He's shown himself in five lappers with some people that race in the league. It'll be interesting to see just how long he can hold the lead in his McLaren.
Yeah, I just hope we get a nice clean turn one here. David either got contact or spun it at turn one in Brazil, and hopefully you can get one cleanly here and just play his head down and get going.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're being a little bit optimistic there, TJ, asking for a clean turn one. As the five lights come on then, it is David Lowface who will lead them away. And we are away here in a wet Baku then, and it looks like Ewell Lewis has just got the jump on David Lowface off the start, getting a little bit close for comfort there. What's going on at the back? And there's a couple of cars round. It's Object Fungus and Mag User.
Yeah, I think Mag User might have tagged the back of Object Fungus.
Just two cars going round though, it looks like for the most part they've got away quite cleanly, TJ.
Yeah, definitely. I know we keep talking about him, but quite lads, P7, nothing can stop this guy currently.
As Monkey Boy squeezes TS9 right up the inside there. And I'm so glad I changed to the onboard camera, because we would have got a terrible camera angle of that. And when he watches that one back, he'll know that was an optimistic move.
Yeah, a couple of the drivers already losing it around the track then. Which it adds to the fun of a social race.
Most definitely, Dennis. We've just seen Lewis got the inside of TS9 then.
I've just gone on board with David and he's tagged the inside wall of the castle.
TS9 is currently pointing sideways, if you will, just before the castle section, as Object Fungus now retires. It is Aston Martin Sodas with Sergeant Raninoff then, so TS9 without a front wing, he's out of proceedings as things stand, but it's still, at the moment, EQLR Lewis out in front in the Mercedes, closely followed, well, I'll say closely followed, he's 1.5 seconds off actually. It's David Lowface, but he's doing well to keep that second place from Silverside Boy, his teammate at the moment. Will he breeze past here, Silverside Boy?
Collateral lads, P4. He's taking no prisoners for some of these overtakes, I tell you. Yeah, it's a slight touch of that middle, but yeah, he's on fire. Yeah, absolutely on fire.
Something tickled the belly of TJ, that's for sure, as he can't believe the pace of Collateral lads at the moment. Yeah, as you said, up to 4th place at the moment from his 13th starting position then. And David Lowface has now been passed by Silverside Boy.
Yeah, I wondered if any team always might have played there. Whether Silverside Boy would be nice and sit behind him, or David Lowface and Silverside Boy's got the better pace, lets him pass. Either way, David's had a really good start to this race, and he'll be wanting to hold Collateral up now.
Currently riding on board with Monkey Boy, who's just been passed by Klugestrack, of course. No DRS in the wet. As well to avoid going to the back of Klugestrack there, as he went a little bit wide there, Klugestrack. I wonder if he picked up any front wing damage. Graphically, it looks okay. Sometimes we know that the game doesn't quite show a true representation of drivers' front wings.
At some point during that, Collateral lad has gone past David Lowface.
TJ's driver of the tournament so far. Collateral lads is up to 3rd now, making up 10 places from his 13th starting position. Comes so close to the wall there, though. Just about.
And we've had a spinner. Monkey Boy has lost it. It looks like he's still going. Can't tell if he's got a front wing at the moment. It's not there, but he's spun it.
I just heard it. So, heard in game a bit of contact. Someone's hit the wall. I think they've got away with it. Sounded like a horrible crash on my game though. No one's actually in the wall, but it did sound horrible. You might have heard it on the stream as well. As let's see who's closely fighting at the moment. TJ, is it down to the weather that we're seeing the gaps between drivers a little bit further apart than we have seen so far in this half-lap races?
Yeah, I think so. You know, in the main league, there hasn't been many wet races, to be honest. And probably these guys don't race on wet as well, so it's probably not the first time, but you know, it's probably in the top 10 that they raced in just wet conditions, to be honest. Especially with no custom setups on as well. This could be really affecting the drivers.
Definitely is. We're going to go see into turn 1 here. Revengezilla with Mag User. They've been following each other, say side by side really, all the way down the main straight. Mag User just filter back in behind Revengezilla then, who is up 7 places, starting last. Doing an okay job at the moment of securing more points, but Mag User is getting that toe now in the slipstream. Down into the braking zone, they've got to be careful. Take that. Very good racing from the two of them there, as Collateral Lads now we can see is right behind Silverside Boy, who gets a terrible exit.
Silverside Boy was spun it, yeah.
Yeah, Silverside Boy just about saved him, but Collateral Lads is now up to 2nd place.
I don't want to pick out drive, but Collateral Lads already 4 races in.
TJ's got posters on his wall of Collateral Lads at this point.
He's my hero.
TJ has become the biggest fanboy of Collateral Lads you've ever seen. Oh, there's a car sideways, it's Revengezilla.
Oh,
Just caught him flicking through there through the castle section. Locker drove over his front wing, I think he got away with it. But yeah, Zilla's put it in the wall.
He'll be disappointed about Zilla. Well, he smashed up his race win in Brazil.
I think Austin's just hit the wall as well, and also missing a front wing. Shame for him in the Williams. He's going to drop right to the back of the field now. Who's the closest battle on track at the moment? It is Mag User behind Klutschak then.
Yeah, field's a bit spread out, as you say. Close battle is Mag User and Klutschak. And it looks like Mag User's done the move. But is Klutschak going to be late on the brakes here? Is he brave enough? No, he thinks better. Oh, he might have touched the back of him there, potentially. But Mag User's currently ahead.
Yep, Mag User gets ahead. I'm wondering if Klutschak can fight back a little bit here. Let's have a look to see what kind of ERS we're working with. Naturally, in the wet conditions, you do save a little bit more in terms of ERS. And Klutschak has got the slight upper hand at the moment, but it is only about 30% or so, so they've still got both healthy amounts of ERS at the moment. Close battles on track at the moment. Monkey Boy is coming up behind Austin, who's just come out the pit lane, and gets 11th place from him then. And it is.
Yeah, I think the drivers are beginning to settle down into a bit of a rhythm here. Battle Lads looks like he's calmed down a little bit now and more than happy with 2nd here. Big shout out to David Lawface here. He seems to be closing the gap back onto Silverside Boy. Keep an eye on that one on this last lap to see if he can get P3.
Going to flag out again. I think it is Austin once again in the Williams. If he's had any contacts with Monkey Boy, but both of them now detached from the points. 23 seconds back. It's quite a big gap, and Austin spun it again. He's not going to have a good rest of his race, to say the least. Then it is still EULR Lewis out in front from Mercedes.
Lewis 107.2636. I'm going to call him Lewis 1 from now on. He's having a good battle with Magsy 88 here.
Let's ride on board then with, as TJ mentioned, Lewis 1. We'll call it from now on. I feel like I should be Lewis 1, but Lewis 1 on board with Magsy now. Down into turn 1, he's got some ERS, he's got some drag as well. He's late on the brakes on the inside, too close to the inside wall though.
Whoa.
But just about avoids contact with Magsy as Magsy gets back ahead in his Aston Martin, sliding all over the place though is Magsy.
Might have been contact, doesn't look like there's any damage luckily.
Let's see if we can get away with damage then. Just about.
Sector 2, it looks like. Yeah, Austin spun it again, Sector 2, where he's now got no front wing at all.
So Austin not having a good time with it. Williams then, as EULR Lewis then coming through the castle section now. The only thing that can go wrong for him at this point is that he hits the wall, but he's kept it clean. He started second after his mishaps in Brazil. But then again, TJ's favourite driver.
Oh, Silverside Boys hit the wall. David Lawface in P3. I think Silverside Boys got wing damage here as well, so this could be. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Silverside Boys got some sort of wing damage here.
Yeah, he's missing an end fence, as we've just seen on the stream. Then, so it looks like he might get away with it. He's got a 3-second gap to Magsy at the moment, but this has definitely cost him a podium. But it has promoted David Lowface, master of memes, up onto the podium positions. And I think if you told him that he was going to get a podium in Baku in the wet, he would have bit your hand off at the start of this one. And it looks like he is going to get a podium here in Baku.
Yeah, fantastic drive from Davies. Started P1, ended P3. But there's not much more else you could do from that. Silverside Boy comes fourth. Magsy, Lewis, Magu's there. Adrian Khrushchev could be on the line. That could have been closer. Khrushchev finishes 8th, Adrian's 9th. Locker finishes 10th. Monkey Boy is a little bit wild back, but he'll finish P11. And then TS9 will finish P12.
Yeah. No,
so,
absolutely.
What did you think of that then, Biddle?
Well, I don't want to sound like we're singing from the same hymn sheet here, TJ. But, collateral ads, yeah, another fantastic drive from him in the Ferrari. Second place, Lewis's finish so far, so fantastic for him. But big shout out to David Lowface, master of memes. He might have started on the front, but I'm not too sure. In his mind, he thought he had the pace of the ULR Lewis and collateral ads. But third place for him, and a podium around Baku in the wet. Hats off to you, sir. And as well, a Monkey Boy continuing on in 11th place. I'm assuming he was hoping to pick up a point from somebody retiring, which they very nearly did, Silverside Boy. But he does miss out in 11th. And EULR Lewis then wins his first race.
Yeah, he's one of the other reserve drivers that we spoke about earlier. That he's, I think he could be one of the top end Tier 1 drivers for definite. So that you know, driving in the wet around Baku isn't the easiest, and he's managed to finish P1.
Yeah, so fantastic from him in the Mercedes then, and that is your finishing order then. EULR Lewis takes his win. Interestingly enough, no collateral ads finishing second and getting that fastest lap, the extra point for that fastest lap then in second in Ferrari. And it's a McLaren 3-4 then with David Lowface and Silverside Boy, who'll be disappointed he hit the wall. Another driver who stayed consistently in the points is Lewis 1, we're going to call him now apparently, from now on. He's got 6th place, just behind Magsy as well, who's done okay so far in these races as well. And Locker, again, in the points as well for him. I know he started in 7th, but to keep hold of those points, it's always tricky around here. I think anyone that finished in the points should be proud of themselves after that race. The biggest gainer, it probably was Ads, wasn't it? Going from 13th to 2nd, but shout out to Lewis and Klutschak as well, from 14th and 15th to 6th and 8th, sorry, so fantastic from them.
Yeah, definitely. Hands down to the drivers there, you know, it's not the easiest to track and dry. And yeah, they did fantastic. As we now go to sunny Mexico.
Yeah, sunny Mexico next then. Not a driver's favourite. It's not going to be rain, even though you can see rain on your screen now. It won't be rain, that would be even harsher than Baku in the weather. It's going to be dry conditions for the race around Mexico. And we are going to have on pole, TJ, if memory serves me correct. Is it Sergeant Radinov? I think it's Sergeant Radinov on pole with
that's right,
alongside him, so that'll be an interesting front two.
Yep, and Revenge still sits right behind Sargent, so Hattie's taking up the top 3. They'll be open for some good points here, I imagine, as well. Go on, as I'm sorting the grid out middle, who's taking out collateral lads out of this one. I mean, do you think anyone can actually catch the guy? Who are you backing at this point?
Well, I'm interested to see what Zilla can do from third here. He's second place at the moment on 43 points. He starts quite high up in this one around Mexico. Ads is obviously going to be second from last. I'm interested to see if Ads can make it through again here, because all it takes is one DNF, and for Zilla to have a good result here, and he's back into the race. So don't count him out of it just yet. But it does look like has every driver got at least a point? They have. Every driver's got at least a point at the moment, so
Hey.
there's no one that's lagging too far behind from the pack after 4 races that they're not going to get up the table. With the driver, perhaps I'm interested to see how they can do is EULR Lewis. He'll be at the back for this one. We know he's got pace as well. But Mag User has surprised me a little bit. He's been a bit more consistent than I thought, as I expected. And he's been very, very consistent with his performances at the moment. That's why he's third place. Level with Revengula, actually. Tied for second, if you will, on points. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do from there.
As the grid is set, as we go to Mex. Oh, hang on. No, hang on. I need to set it for Sonny. But that isn't harsh. I'm not like that. That could have been
quick
onto the drivers. There you go.
TJ.
I was testing the drivers there. I was testing the drivers there, and none of them clocked onto it. I'm disappointed.
Oh, TJ.
I mean, I'm assuming David Lowface wants to mind another wet race, to be honest. Just a quick look in the Discord. We got a couple of people commenting. CalStar64 says that Mag User is the definition of talent. Come back as real. Hashtag the GOAT. Hashtag the hero. Hashtag Mag Manager.
Well, it's nice to see fans of drivers in the chat as always. We've had a few drivers this season that's had some fans.
Yeah,
we could say.
Yeah. Good evening to you as well, AG Passy. Thank you for joining. I hope you're enjoying it.
Yep, always nice to see our regular drivers tuning in, even if they're not competing as well. So, yep, I'll echo that sentiment from TJ there, AG Passy. Nice to see you here. We are now at the midpoint of the championship, and so we are going to be able to see after this one some halfway point statistics as Sergeant Raninoff gets away well after the 5 red lights. My game loaded in quite quickly there. Revengula seems to have gone ahead of Sergeant Raninoff.
Yeah, Revengula got a flying start when the slipstream out out mark, but he's going to hold P1 going to turn 1. Yeah. As the drivers are battling top, looks like Silverside Boys lost a few places. Sector 1, and Magsy's around at turn 1. And Bruce Checker's just crashed out.
Bruce Checker's track has got front wing flying all over the circuit.
Yeah, Collateral Lads has got no front wing at all.
Oh, as Mag User's around, Mag User just gets tagged on his outside, and he's dropped all the way back to 12th. It's TJ's favourite driver of the day, Collateral Adds. No front wing in 13th. I said all it took was one race for the championship to change, and at the midway point, can Zilla take advantage of his championship rival having no front wing and surely finishing outside of the points?
Yeah, I reckon so here. It's going to be a very big ask for Collateral to get back in the points here, to be honest. He'll be open for a couple of DNFs. I'm just looking at the drivers now. Lewis 1, he's had a flying start, he's up 6 places. EU Alor Lewis, he's up 6 places as well into P9 now. Civil Side Boys getting 4 places into P8. Revenge Zilla, as you mentioned, he had a flying start from P3 and got himself into P1 now.
Yeah, he's done a Max Verstappen for all the Max Verstappen fans out there, from 3rd to 1st after turn 1. And now he's joined behind by his teammate Sergeant Raninoff in the heart, who's gone ahead of Object Fungus just at the top of the main straight.
EU Alor Lewis will be disappointed about. Looks like he's spun it at turn 1.
Yeah, disappointment for the last race winner in Baku then in EULR Lewis, and like you said, adds all the way down in 14th as well then. So the two guys that have shown pace so far down in 13th and 14th, and Magsy, who was backed very briefly just a moment ago, now down into 12th place in his Aston Martin.
Adrian was going for a very ambitious overtake on Monkey Boy against the stadium. This is a very close battle. There's 4 people: Monkey Boy, Adrian, Locker, and Civil Side Boy. And TS9's joined the party.
Yeah, very wide out for Romeo there of Adrian. He looks like he's getting involved in the war slightly as Sergeant Raninoff sets the fastest lap there. But this is a very close midfield battle at the moment for 5th place.
Yeah, DRS is activated now, so there'll be a bit of a DRS train on going here. But not necessarily. The DRS is pretty strong on here, as TS9 has just spun it, coming out of turn 3.
Disappointment for TS9, who's not managed to get consistently good results so far at the moment. He'll be disappointed to have dropped down there after looking like he was going to get some points on the board finally, as Locker now up to 6th place in the Red Bull and looking like he wants to challenge Monkey Boy for 5th here around the outside. Filters back in behind him, though he's not going to get around the outside there.
Yeah, I had a bit of deja vu about Battle Just. That was a battle I had in the league race with the legends of Robbie Parsons, and unfortunately that's how it's done, Robbie.
Robbie Parsons, the meme who we pay respects to, no longer part of FPRL, but he give everyone, I would say, good memories, but 100% on that one. Hopefully he's tuning in tonight. I doubt it though, but you never know. As it looks like Object Fungus is going to get past Sergeant Raninoff then with the DRS up the inside. And it looks like it's now for Towery behind him, what's taking advantage as well of Lewis 1 down into turn 1.
I think Sarge must have turned in on him. I'm not sure Sarge picked damage up there or not. It looked like he turned in as Lewis tried to get past.
Let's have a look. His front wing looks intact on my screen, so he might have just got away with it. They darted out of view of my screen when the overtake was being made.
Yeah, his front wing looks okay. I think he got very lucky with that one personally.
Yeah, most definitely.
As this little train continuing buying Locker, so Locker is pulling out a Monkey Boy, but there's a real tight battle here from 5th to 9th. And if Davey can keep it together, he'll join this battle as well.
Definitely David Lowface. Odium Sitter last time out, currently in 10th place for McLaren. Then there's a few penalties being wrapped up, probably as to be expected around Mexico here. A few 2 seconds all over the place, and TS9 with a 4 second as well. The driver probably going to hurt the most at the moment is Locker, up in 5th place, due to drop back to about what would it be, 8th maybe, because I think the drivers in 8th and 9th both have penalties as well, so he might get away with just dropping to 8th, but there is still another lap of racing here, and the gap out in front, it has spread out a little bit now. It's not quite broke that 1 second mark, but it's definitely still close enough that it's still a fight between the 4 of them, TJ.
Yeah, definitely. Revenge Zero again, he's had an absolutely fantastic race. Started at P3 against P1 and just halted it. They'll be hoping they can keep this clean on this last base section of the track. Lewis will be looking to pounce on that, no doubt, if he does make a mistake here.
Good point you make, TJ. None of them will want to get penalties now, and it looks like they're taking it a little bit carefully through this S's section to avoid penalties for anyone. And just as I say that, Sergeant Raninoff picks up a 2-second, but it probably won't affect him, considering that Locker's 4 seconds nearly down the road with a penalty himself.
Oh, does Lewis send it up the inside? Lewis has got P1 from Zilla.
Oh, and Zilla just gets a little bit too hard on the throttle and sideways, and it is going to be Lewis 1 and the AlphaTauri who pips the win away from Revenge Zilla. Object comes home in 3rd, 4th for Sergeant Raninoff, 5th for Monkey Boy Kurt in the end, who I think will be very happy with that 5th place. Locker takes 6th at the end. Mega final lap from him to avoid dropping down further with his penalty. Silverside Boy in 7th. Adrian recovered from his little mishap in that midfield fight to finish 8th. Mag User in 9th, who spun early on the first lap, so he's done well to get some points there. And David Lowface rounds out the top 10.
Yeah, fantastic race from Lewis 1 there. Started P9, ended P1. He'll be absolutely over the moon with that one. As I just take a quick look at the Discord before we go for our 5-minute break, and looks like we've got a new forum, Biggles Giggles, and he's mentioned how great the comms is tonight.
Biggles Giggles, we always appreciate comments like that, and I appreciate your Discord, not your Discord name, sorry, your Twitch username as well. That fantastic stuff. Nice to get the viewers involved. And a few drivers complaining in the Discord chat. That's the reason I mentioned the Discord chat. That they're not a particular fan of Mexico, TJ. Would you consider yourself a fan of Mexico? I know you didn't have a great time there in the league, but
I do like Mexico. I do like Mexico. I thought I had a pace on doing the league personally. It was just unfortunate for what happened in my little battle. But I think a lot of drivers, especially in those setups, really struggle in the tight S's.
Yeah, definitely, and it's, of course, as you can see from the amount of penalties listed, it's always difficult in terms of track limits, but there is your finishing order then. So it is Lewis 1 who wins for AlphaTauri, then 2nd place Revenge Zilla for Haas. 18 points, I think he'll take them, but he could have been 25, and then when his title rival at the moment, Collateral has finished outside the points, he probably need them as maximum amount of points as possible from this event to close that gap. Object Fungus 3rd for Aston Martin, 4th is Sergeant Raninoff, and 5th Monkey Boy Kurt for Williams then. And props to the 5 drivers who avoided getting a penalty then. It was the top 3, Monkey Boy and David Lowface, who all avoided getting a penalty in that race.
Yeah, one thing I will point out there, that even though he finished outside the points, Collateral Lad's got the fastest lap to stop anyone else getting it.
Yeah, definitely. So that's probably why he continued then. So perhaps he is thinking about the championship more than you would think. Definitely.
I'm not sure if the viewers know, but there isn't a winning prize to whoever wins the 5 lappers. There's just a bit of internal glory for winning the 5 lapper championship.
What do you mean there's no prize? We're gonna send them a trophy. we'll get a trophy made up and we'll send it around the drivers, whoever wins the 5-lap championship. It's all for a bit of fun. That's what it is. That's why we're here. That's why it's a social race. We will have more events coming. We return to league action next week. Wednesday this week, I believe, we have our reserve driver race. It's around Portimao, and then Division 1 is back in action on Thursday. An interesting title fight going on there, and an exclusive for the viewers that are watching is that Ali Ferrari, who is very much in the title fight and has been right up there so far this season, isn't going to take part in the last 2 events, he informs us. Whether that actually happens or not, we'll find out this Thursday and the following. But TJ, just to talk about that Division 1 title fight then, it only leaves Hirsch and Object Fungus in the title fight. Out of those 2 drivers, I don't know how closely you've been following Division 1, but who would you back out of those 2?
Yeah, I do follow Tier 1 quite a bit. I don't know, it's so close between both of them. I think it's too close to call. I think whichever driver does it now will fully deserve it. It's a shame that Ali Ferrari won't be competing anymore. But yeah, whichever driver does do this now, they will deserve it. They've both had fantastic races. They both had the ups and downs. It's a bit like the Hamilton and Verstappen in the VLF one. Whichever one does it now will deserve it in my eyes.
Yeah, definitely they've both drove fantastic races this season so far, as you mentioned. So it'll be very interesting to see who is the victor in the final two races. Portimao and Imola TJ. It's two interesting tracks to end the season on. Of course, they were added late to the calendar, given that Codemaster had added them late to the game. Portimao, I know we're racing it in Tier 2, but there is a title fight going on in Tier 2 still. I don't know if you're aware.
I'll just cover this one for a minute. So our viewers, there is a battle going on in Tier 2, and it is between our one commentator Biddle and Sergeant Malinov. Sergeant, unfortunately, I'll say unfortunately, it's fortunate for him, got a bit of a lead going out of Abu Dhabi. Unfortunately, Biddle was crashed out the race. But it is very, very tight between both of them. And once again, I think whoever wins at this point will deserve it.
Yeah, thanks for TJ. I don't want to speak about it too much because obviously I'm involved in what's going on. But I'll speak objectively and I'll say, yeah, like you said, whoever wins. May the best man win between us two. But we've joined by two drivers in the party. Viewers of the league will have heard those voices before on commentary. It is David Lowface and Monkey Boy, and I think TJ, we're going to give a round of applause to David Lowface for his podium in the wet at Baku. Fantastic.
Do I get a trophy?
No trophies, I'm afraid. But we thought it'd bring. Well, I've invited a few guys, but no one wants to talk to us but you two. It's a shame. I think everyone's chumming up in parties at the moment, so we'll speak to you both. So, David, third place in Baku, as we've established by the round of applause. What were your thoughts during that race?
I mean, I wasn't too worried when I saw the weather get turned to a little bit of drizzle. I knew I was going to be starting near the front, given my appalling pace in the previous race. But Baku, I'd say, is one of my favourite circuits, and I thought, well, sod it, I'll give it a go. And apparently apparently I did a good job. I did initially actually let my teammate through to chase after one of the Lewises in the lead, but it turns out that he very sportingly smashed his front wing off up the castle section and let me back past.
Yeah,
that's fantastic team play, that is.
I think we caught that on the stream actually. We discussed it there. I think TJ implied that there was some team orders going on there, but very sporting between the two of you there. We'll cut to Monkey Boy. Monkey Boy, I don't think you're having a good time of it at the moment, are you? You're not enjoying things as much as David is after his podium? 5 races to go, as you said. I don't know how much you've looked at the calendar going forward, but is there any races that you're particularly looking forward to? It is Silverstone now, yeah. Yeah, no, and luckily for you, there's no setups involved, so you don't need to have one for Abu Dhabi. But thanks for joining us both. Good luck, especially you, David. I know you're a king at Silverstone.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
Let's see a repeat here then. Let's see a repeat here
Right.
and see what you
Yeah,
can do.
good luck, gents.
Yep. Cheers, guys.
Speak to you later, hopefully.
It was nice to get a couple of drivers in during that little break, but now we turn our attention to sunny Silverstone.
Sunny Silverstone. It just doesn't sound like it should be said. Sun and Silverstone just doesn't sound like it should mix. Although I think it was really hot in the race this year, wasn't it? I think we had like a mini heat wave around the race this year, saying that. So
Yeah, that's right.
yeah. So sometimes it does. Fortunately for the drivers, there's no rain here though. There is still one more wet event to come. It'll be interesting to see where that's coming in. And the countdown on the top of your screen then has finished. TJ, I'll let you take the reins on this one.
Yep, so we got the 5 lights and the drivers are off. And Cruz check that he leads the pack off. Mags, looks like he had a good start. Collateral lads just behind them. We're hoping for a good race this time round. As the drivers battle turn on, and we've got a spinner in TS9. Yeah, TS9 spun it, unfortunately. As the rest of the track continues on. Oh, and Adrian's been spun as well.
Not good starts for either of those drivers, dropping 10 and 7 places respectively there at the back of the pack now. As you can see, the drivers weaving to try and get out of the slipstream for one another, but they're all following in a train. But Kalushak, like you mentioned, has kept the lead from the start ahead of Maxi. Collateral lads, your favourite driver today, still holds his 3rd place. It's all gains from there on after that. 1, 2, 3 and 4 in terms of position change for 4, 5, 6 and 7. It's EULR Lewis, Mike User and
Mags
Silverside
just
Boy.
had an incident. He's dropped down to P4. Looks like he went a bit wide actually, so that's why the guys might have gained there. As the guys do Maggots and Becker, it looks like they're pretty clean through it. Magsy's just lost the place again.
Yeah, Maxi loses another place, getting it wrong through Beckett. Sent a Silverside Boy in the slipstream, dives up the inside, outbreaks Maxi, who filters back in behind him. And Magsy's had a horrible few corners there, losing 4 places.
Yeah, it's always hard to do the Maggots and Beckett section without any setups. I struggle with it. So the driver, keep it clean through that, the driver's done very well. And unfortunately, EULR Lewis has got a 2-second time penalty, which has been a bit of a habit in his during these 5 lappers.
It has, yeah. It's been a theme that he's had and carried with him through these races, and it's hurting him really. In terms of finishing position, with there only being 5 laps, the gap's obviously much closer, as Ads is now in the lead ahead of Klustrat then, TJ. So I'm surprised you missed out on that one, considering you're a super fan at this point, TJ. How have you let us down?
I'm trying not to be too biased, as we mentioned. But yeah, I did miss it. Must have been a good overtake, but yeah, it's pulling the gap out now. I think it'll be hard for anyone to catch him, even with the slip of the last race.
EULR Lewis, even though he's driving a Mercedes, doesn't fancy a Hamilton up the inside of Cops and filters back in behind Klustrat through Max and Beckett's. Let's see, obviously no DRS here, we've got a yellow flag out on track. It's an Aston Martin, is it Object Fungus? It is Object Fungus. Oh no, it's not Object Fungus, it's Magsy.
Magsy.
Oh, game's telling me lies. Magsy, what's happened? Out 13th place off the start. It's been a horrible race for him, and I can't see it improving much within the space of 3 laps, so it looks like he's not going to get any points again either, as Klustrat has picked up a penalty now. I'm assuming it's for corner cutting as well. Let's have a look to see what his penalties are.
Sargent's picked himself up 2 seconds, and EU Lewis picked himself another 2 seconds up. That is going to really hurt him.
Yeah, Sergeant Raninoff losing the 1 place, apparently according to our screen, but it hasn't literally, it's not giving him any sort of position trade. So I'm not sure how true that is. So we have got out in front, and still TJ, as you said, no one can get close to him. He's a second and a half ahead.
Yeah, he's the guy literally is on fire, and it's going to take something special to beat him, I think.
It looks like we might just have a fight for second place in the championship.
And
if
Kluschak has dropped down massively. I'm not quite sure what's happened there, but he dropped down quite a few places, man.
he must have had some kind of spin, because EULR Lewis is now up to second place. Mag User right behind the Mercedes driver. You don't want to find him too closely through here, but he's making a good job of it at the moment. Can he get a good exit and get him now down the straight? He will have DRS assistance, but so too will Silverside Boy behind, but he's not close enough at the minute. But Mag User certainly is, and even gets him before the braking zone there, up the inside. Can EULR Lewis hang on through the final couple of corners?
Looks like Kluschak had a bit of a nightmare, spun it, lost his front wing, and then has retired on track.
Track out, then he will start the next race from pole position, then having retired after his mishap. Then Mag User, the penalties are rolling in now, TJ.
Yeah, I imagine that they're coming through the Maggots and Beckett section. Track limits there are a bit funny. Can't see where else track limits will be affected here. As I'm just looking at position changes, big shout out to Louis Swan. He's gained 9 places now as I'm speaking about him. He started last, if I remember right, so gets P6. He's done another brilliant drive here again. Monkey Boy gaining 6 places, Silverside Boy gaining 5, Mike User's gained 5, Zilla's gained 6. With the biggest loser being Magsy88.
Yeah, Magsy's had a horrible start from second place. We saw him in those opening couple of laps. EULR Lewis hits one of the sausage curbs on the inside of Beckett's there, controls his slide there, but is this going to allow Silverside Boy to get up alongside him? I think the DRS really helping out EULR Lewis here on the back of Mag User. Silverside Boy can't get close at this stage of the race.
Yeah, I think that's the issue, Andy, is that the DRS is powerful, but if you're behind someone that's already got DRS, it's hard to get overtake here as well.
Maxi gets a 2-second time penalty to compound his misery, but we're riding on board with David Lowface, who's got Sergeant Raninoff all over the back of him now for the final point. Although Raninoff carrying that penalty will surely mean this battle between the pair of them is pretty much pointless at this stage. TS9 is holding on to try and get some points as well.
Yeah, I'm just having a look up and down the field, and there's a bit of DRS train between Monkey Boy down to Revenge Zilla. I think the guys are a bit bunched up here, finding it hard to try find a place to get round it. Revenge Zilla does look like he's got the pace to come out of the corners, but as soon as he hits the straights and the DRS zones, he just can't make anything into it.
Like then we're now going to get one final few corners of action then, but with Mag User and EULR Lewis getting those penalties, it looks like Silverside Boy is in with a sniff of a podium here. Second place could potentially be Silverside. It looks like these two are going to go side by side there through the final corners anyway, as Lewis streaks clear of Mag User then. And it does look like Silverside Boy is going to get second place here on the penalties. Where will Monkey Boy finish up? Is he within 4 seconds of EULR Lewis? Will he get 4th place here?
I think he might do. Yeah, and he drops down to 6th.
Yep, so there you have it then. The penalties really hurting EULR Lewis. We said it's been a feature of his races so far this evening. Drops down to 6th from 2nd on track. He'll be disappointed with that.
Yeah, I'll wait for the grid to come back up. But yeah, drive the day again, Louis Swan. You know, he had a fantastic drive from back of grid to finish in P5. Big shout out against Clattle lads. I don't want to pinpoint him out, but won the race in P3. Silverside boy, podium from P9. That's a fantastic drive.
Definitely. And you say you don't want to shout him out, but 3 wins now for Collateral Lads, with podiums along the way as well. And it looks like no one is going to get close to the Ferrari driver for this championship. Fastest lap again as well for Collateral Lads. Silverside boy in second. He'll be very happy with that result, and we can tell from the chat as he's just put finally in the chat, he will be very happy to have secured that podium. It looked like he was going to get one in Baku, but for the lap, Silverside boy gets his podium here. Mag User in 3rd place again. He's, like I said, he's showing pace here today, TJ. He's very, very much showing pace here, and I'm just wondering.
Yeah, he is.
He's in that fight for second with Revengilla at the moment for the championship. Does he take a march on that for you at this point?
I think so, yeah. Revenge, don't take nothing away from Revengilla. He's got brilliant pace, but if he wants to keep that P2, he needs to get himself on them podiums.
Does indeed. And there we have it then. The 6th race of the 10-lap, 5-lap championship is complete. They were your winners then. And as you can see, it is now a race around Bahrain then for the drivers. Let's have a quick look at the table at the moment then. So as you mentioned, TJ, your driver of the day for the last race, Lewis 1, is up to 2nd now on 73 points. Consistent races in the last 2 really, getting good points in Silverstone, getting that win in Mexico, which propelled him up the table to 2nd place. There is still a 35-point gap between him and Collateral Lads. But TJ, do you think it's out of the question that he can catch Collateral Lads at this point?
No, I don't think so. He's showing fantastic pace, and all it takes is Collateral to have another incident like Mexico, lose his front wing, not finishing the points, and it puts Lewis 1 back in the. It puts Lewis 1 within such a short distance with him. So I think it's still pretty close, but he's got to hope that Collateral doesn't pick up points in this race. I think if Collateral finishes first or in the top 3 in this next race, I think he will be able to reach.
Definitely. As we've lost another driver from the lobby. Just trying to work out who it is. Is it Object Focus? I think it might be Object Focus.
Yeah, and a quick look in Discord, he's not a happy boy.
Not a happy boy. So 14 drivers remain. It is a survival of the fittest at this point. We started, I think, with 18. We're down to 14. Obviously makes it a little bit easier for those drivers to get points. Less drivers in the lobby, of course. So perhaps at this point it is just purely about the drivers that finish rather than those who actually race well.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, yeah. It's just about getting the points and yeah, and, not DNFing.
Yeah, as we have to say goodbye to Adrian H03 as well. So goodbye to him. Thank you for joining us for this event as well. If he is on the stream and watching, looking forward to seeing him race on Wednesday with the Portimao Reserve race. So.
And I've just given the drivers the heads up to go, so we'll be on the way shortly. As I'm just reading through Discord, and just keep it a little bit clean, lads. It is a social race after all. It is supposed to be fun, so please don't take it serious.
I haven't got COVID, by the way. Tested negative for the win. Gotta love doing a lateral flow every day these days. I'm back to work tomorrow anyway, TJ. I know you're off tomorrow, you lucky bugger.
Yeah, I'm back on Tuesday.
Back on Tuesday. I work on a bank holiday. God, should be illegal.
What is that about?
Should be illegal. Anyway, it is a race around Bahrain. It's at night, so TJ's remembered to put it realistic timing. Good man. Good man. I think if you'd have done Bahrain in the day, you'd have had more people shouting at you. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
so
one of the things always make sure it's realistic. We might have setups and stuff, but try to keep the races as realistic as we can.
yeah, so some eagle-eyed viewers would know that it's not raining around Bahrain. There were some requests for it. I don't think I've ever seen it rain in Bahrain though.
No, I don't think I have.
No, not too sure why. It seems like a pretty normal place in the middle of a desert to have rain on race day, but yeah, no rain. As we go to 5 red lights, then ready for the start of the Bahrain 5-lap race here in the Social Championship, and it is Kluschak who gets away well for Maxi then in second place. Kluschak taking us away once again off the start. Maxi, can he throw it up the inside here, down into turn 1? Getting a bit closer comfort with Sargent running off behind. Then David Lowface up to 4th place now, ahead of Revenge Zilla. And it seems like they've all kept it very cleanly so far, TJ.
Yeah, it's nice to see him keep it clean on there. There's, I know people do upgrade themselves sometimes into turn 1. As I say that, and you, Alon Lewis has spun it. Oh, and Collateral Lads has gone off the track as well.
Wow. So Collateral Lads, the championship leader, off the track, rejoining now then. So this is a big opportunity for those guys at the front. Mag User, Revenge Zilla and Lewis 1 gonna look to capitalise now on Adz's mistake.
Yeah, definitely. There's an interesting battle down here between David and Revenge Zilla. It's very, very close. They're pretty much going side by side. Revenge Zilla just pulls back a little bit, getting into the corners. But David's fighting for his life and defending like a champ.
Oh, Zilla's just pulled up an audacious move up the inside there, and David Lowface filters back in behind him. Can't he get some slipstream here? But Lewis 1 looking to try and get past the Papaya McLaren now. Down into the final corner. Doesn't look like he's going to get it done yet. No DRS, of course, until after the first 2 laps. So David Lowface able to defend at this point.
Looks like Mad Users had an instant as well. He's just dropped down out to the points. Not quite sure what happened to him. As we go back through the field, yeah, Lewis one's away from the back of David as he takes the place. David's away the back of Venzilla as well. But looks like they've dropped back just a little bit through turn 1.
Yeah, David got a little bit wide there on the exit of turn 1. It's going to invite TS9 to got the inside here into 4, but he hasn't quite managed it then. And he remains behind the McLaren for now then. But like I said, Lewis 1 up to 5th place now. Can he get up towards the podium places to maximise Collateral Ads? His mistake. The gap 35 points between them coming into this one. Mathematicians out there will know what that does at the moment. It'll be a 25 point gap if they were to finish as they were.
Yeah, that's right. Just look up and down the field again. Sargent's pretty close to Magsy 88. We'll let DRS and probably get that move done within the next, one DRS 2. Davies was pretty close to Lewis, but still in the DRS range. Silverside boy looks like he's going to take TS9. Whether he'll wait for DRS or not is another question. Looks like he is. As we get our first penalty points to Monkey Boy.
Monkey Boy, usually the consistent driver that does everything he can to avoid penalty, picking up a penalty there then in his 10th position then. And that will hurt him at the end of this race then, but it is still Kluschak leading the way from Magsy. They're not quite ahead of that 1 second DRS bracket at the moment. Sargent running off though, right behind Magsy at the moment, pushing him along the track it would seem with that gap at the moment.
Yeah, for Sargent is that Magsy's within and he's just done the job, but he wasn't in DRS zone at the time, so Magsy's going to get DRS back here. Looking Sergeant keeping the place going down this DRS straight. It looks like he hasn't got a clean exit. He's got DRS himself, so yeah, I'd say he's pretty safe here. Looking back down the field, Silverside boys going behind David. Looks like he got moved on, but he has a time penalty. Naughty, naughty. Same as collateral lads as well.
Yeah, so adds his misery being compounded by that penalty for him as well, which means any whiff of a points finish he had might be snatched away by that penalty. But at the moment it is still Sergeant Rananoff closely following Kluzczak in the AlphaTauri. The Haas looking to pull closer with the DRS here, of course. Kluzczak without DRS.
Oh, I'm not sure what's happened, but Monkey Boy spun it coming out the last corner.
Monkey Boy spins down to 12th place and just ahead of Mag User now. Sergeant Rananoff still in this fight for first.
Looks like Louis Swan's having a bit of an issue here. David's all over him. As Silverside Boy takes David, is he going to make the move? Oh, he's pulled it back. That's probably very sensible there, Silverside. But yeah, Louis doesn't look like he's enjoying this track much. He isn't. He had a quick gain in the beginning of the race, but he doesn't seem to be gaining at all now.
Looks like it's a three-way fight for the lead here, DJ, between Magsy, Sergeant Rananoff and Kluzczak at the moment. Sergeant Rananoff still can't quite get up alongside Kluzczak to have a go into a braking zone at this point.
No, but this is Kluzczak's a very good driver. As Sergeant gets the move done. Absolutely. And it looks like Magsy's going to get past Kluzczak. No, he's going to pull back into slipstream and maybe get it done on the next straight.
Yep, well, Sergeant's left himself exposed here in the last main DRS zone. There is still one more to go.
Fantastic launch of that final corner.
He takes the lead, but with that double detection, Sergeant will have it now on the run down to 4. So I'm just wondering.
Oh, Magsy side by side with him. Fantastic from Magsy, that is.
Yep. Turned it around since his race around Silverstone as Kluzczak seems to have gone AI on my screen. Oh, he's come back, Don't know what happened there, but he's fortunate to come back and not let the AI take over.
The only thing this battle's done between the top three is it's pulled Revengezilla into it as well.
Can Revengezilla sneak a podium here? After not looking like he was in the frame for it, but he has, like you say, closed right back up to the pair of them in terms of Magsy and Sergeant Rananoff. Oh, Revengezilla just drives. Driven off the track slightly by Sergeant Rananoff there, the teammates, but they've both got ahead of Magsy now.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. This is, can Revengezilla hold it, and can he perhaps get to Sergeant as well? As we look back, yeah, Louis Swan has a bit of trouble here. He's been overtaken by Silverside, but given the slipstream here, Louis Swan looks like he can take the place back. David Lowface as well is having a look.
We're about to have a photo finish across the line, and it is indeed Revengezilla who takes second place from Sergeant Rananoff. Kluzczak with the win around Bahrain. Rananoff in third, Magsy fourth, Lewis 1 in fifth, David Lawface finished sixth. That's what I read up to. Didn't see any more than that.
I imagine Lewis 1's going to disappoint with that, especially with his rival not get picked up any points at all. He certainly would be expecting a few more points here.
Definitely, that was a very entertaining race to watch. And it is Kluzczak who gets his first win of the evening in the AlphaTauri, joined on the podium by the two Haas drivers then. So I'm just wondering, CJ, does this pull Revengezilla a little bit more into the championship now, having got second place from Sergeant there?
I think so, yeah. I can't remember where he was previously, but yeah, this could be very tight for the top three here.
Very tight for the top three with collateral adds. Then he still managed to get points. Collateral adds still in 9th place despite his penalty, And despite his spin early on, gets 2 points in his Ferrari. Sergeant Randolph gets the extra point then for the fastest lap in his Haas. So that's 16 points for him now. Yeah, like you said, Lewis 1 will be slightly disappointed that he didn't take more advantage there.
Yeah, as we say goodbye to Locker, he's leaving us now, unfortunately.
Yep, and we've still got 3 races to go. Locker unfortunately going for his food. I hope it's nice food. I hope it's something. What is it? Sunday. What could you be eating on Sunday at 10 o'clock? As we look to what tracks we've got left then, so we've got...
It looks like we've lost 2 drivers here, actually.
Abu Dhabi, Belgium and USA. So, 110 points for Clash Lads at the moment, then Revengezilla second on 83, Lewis 1 on 83 as well then, so it's not out of reach for those 2 drivers just yet. We do still have 3 races to go. And it'll be interesting to see
Yeah, we've lost Locker and TS9. Object Fungus has rejoined now.
I think he's having some game issues tonight, Object Fungus, yep.
So because we have lost a couple of drivers, it does promote a couple of drivers up, so Collateral Lads will start in P3 instead of P5. Unfortunately, Object, because you did join later, I'm going to put you back in the pack. That is set. I will give the heads up to the drivers.
I would say that due to timing, I would think about cutting a race. The early mishap with Ricochet and Co. But I don't think Revengezilla or Lewis will be too happy about that.
No, not at all. As we gain TS9 back as well. That's fantastic news. So we're back up to 13 drivers now.
Yep, back up to 13 drivers. It's a shame that we have these drivers leaving and rejoining because it does delay us slightly. So, therefore, hopefully it doesn't affect the championship or the races too much. This game is great though for its connection.
Yeah, definitely.
So we've got 24 viewers now according to the graphic in my bottom right corner, so happy to have you all here and with us for the conclusion of this 5-lap social championship then, and hopefully we get underway soon. Just waiting for the drivers to load in still. So this race is an important one now, TJ, because with the gap at the moment, I think it was 27 if I'm not wrong, between Collateral Lads and the 2 behind him, Zilla and Lewis 1. It does mean that if Ads wins this and the 2 of them don't score points, that Ads would actually take the championship this evening. Do you think he's thinking about that, or do you think he's just thinking to, considering his starting position, just get up to as high as he can?
Yeah, I imagine he just wants to keep his head down, get up as high as he can, and then worry about his rivals at a later point. As we get going, Mag Hughes again is off the way. Monkey Boys in second, Collateral Lads. Monkey Boys got I got confused there, sorry. Mag Hughes gets first, Collateral Lads in second, Monkey Boys got third. EULR Lewis looks like he's going to take Monkey Boy and backs off. Silverside Boy's right behind him. Lewis One's right behind him. This is very tight, going through these tight corners as well. It's nice to see all the drivers keep it nice and clean. I don't think there's been any major gainers at this point.
It looks like they're just pit-patted around and there's one or two places either way. No big real gainers or losers off the start then, as they've all just swapped position amongst themselves. And it is still Magu's that leads away from the championship leader, the Collateral Lads. Then Monkey Boy Kurt up in third place. He'll be hoping to hold that one, but as we heard his interview, not a big fan of this circuit.
Oh, and Sargent gets a time penalty already. Tut.
Tut, as TJ says, terrible. On the first few corners, it must have been a pretty big corner cut, unless it was multiple warnings this early on. As Maxi goes wide, and it's very, very nice out the way for everybody. That's very respectable from him as he falls right to the back.
Yeah, that's a couple of drivers could take a leaf off his boot there, but we'll end up there.
As Az goes up the inside of Magu's, who gets it wide, and Az takes the lead of the Abu Dhabi 5-lap race, round 8 of these 10 races in this championship. And does he take with that lead a massive hold on this championship, TJ?
Yeah, I think so. Lewis One's in 6th, eventually down to 9th. So eventually there's got a lot of work to do if he wants to keep his hopes up here. Lewis One will be probably hoping he can get to a podium place. Still plenty of time though. This track is notorious for a couple of spins at a couple of the corners.
Yep, definitely. As David Lowface defending here from Klutschak. Not past the 2-lap barrier yet, so he'll have the blessing of no DRS for Klutschak at this point, but Klutschak dumping all of his ERS in the slipstream. Can he get close enough to David Lowface? It doesn't look like he can at this point. Friend Zilla then goes behind him now. As you said, he's got a lot of work to do from 9th place to keep up in this championship fight.
Yeah, definitely. Silverside Boys looking at EUR Lewis. Don't think he got moved on during this section, but he'll be hoping to get moved on sooner rather than later. Looks like he has got a bit more pace than Lewis around here. As we've got a spin, it looks like Klutschak spun.
Klutschak and the Lowface then. So it looks like they've had a coming together. I'm assuming as Klutschak was trying to get past the McLaren driver, and they've dropped all the way back to 11th and 12th and outside the points at the moment for those drivers.
Yeah, got it there for both drivers. They've both been driving really well. Davey will probably be very gutted about that as well. But it flips on for him in the next race where he starts on one of the podiums, assuming he stays in P12, obviously.
Yeah, there's another yellow flag lights for Klutschak again, who's now retired.
It looks like he lost his front wing, but it looks like he could have continued on. So that's twice he's retired on the track now with just front wing damage.
A bit of tactical retiring on track. It seems like Klutschak. Should we punish him for the next race for that?
Yeah,
Tactically, he wanted to start up front. Anyway, Ads has got no ERS out in front. Absolutely zero. Magu's are behind him on 33%. Straight line heavy circuit as Abu Dhabi is.
Oh, Monkey Boy looks like he's had a bit of an incident and he's dropped down to P6.
Monkey Boy down to 6th then, yeah, as you said, and picked up a penalty in the process there, so his fight's going to be a little bit more difficult to get back onto the podium now.
Yeah, the biggest gain out of that is Lewis One. He's in P4. He'll be hoping he can get a bit further ahead in that though, especially with his title contender. Kyle was just flying away this race, to be honest.
Yeah, we'll be hoping for at least a podium, considering it looks like Az is going to get back to miles of points at the moment.
Silverside Boy is all over the backside of Lewis though, so that could be interesting. With the DRS zones here, they are very powerful, but if Lewis can get in a DRS of the other Lewis, then I think Silverside Boy will just set.
Yeah, definitely. Silverside Boy
Oh,
to the DRS as well.
Monkey Boy's had a few issues here. He's just gone wide through turns 2 and 3. I don't know if he's having a bit of wing damage, doesn't look like he is, but he's struggling to keep it on track.
His tyres are overheated at this point. I'm not too sure. He didn't quite catch the instant that he had. He's now got Revenge Zilla all over the back of him though, but of course we'll get past him with penalties nonetheless, but Zilla wants to do it on track. Just over a lap and a half left. He still adds out in front from Mag User as Revenge Zilla does get that move done up the inside of Monkey Boy.
Yeah, as expected, Suicide Boy got DRS on Lewis 1, but Lewis 1's got DRS on the other Lewis, so they're stuck in a bit of a DRS train here.
Well, stuck in the DRS train indeed. TS9 picks up a penalty for his 10th place. That shouldn't affect him too much as now Sergeant Raninoff gets ahead of Monkey Boy. It looks like he's had an incident, and he has indeed, and he's got no front wing because of it.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a nightmare, this lap Monkey Boy has. I'm convinced must have had a little bit of wing damage for the way that he couldn't keep it on track. Which is a shame for him, but keep his head up. He gets reverse fed next time round, so it is a bit of a kick at the balls for him here, but he is a good driver and no doubt he'll be back for vengeance.
Definitely, this is the closest fight on circuit at the moment then. In his battle for third place, the final podium position. It's between ULR Lewis 1 and Silverside Boy. Silverside Boy might be the outside favourite at this point, but he's at the back of the train. Lewis will be without the DRS assistance, and he's got very low ERS as well. They all have, to be honest with you. As it looks like Lewis 1 is going to look to go around the outside of UNR
this
Lewis.
is going to be a good move. What a move.
Lewis rides the curve a little bit heavy there. Will that invite Silverside Boy to have a run at him down into the braking zone? He's got no ERS left at all. Neither of them have. Silverside thrown up the inside. I'll be a bit more respectful about it. And he chose to sit behind UNR Lewis on this occasion.
Object Fungus has just got TS9 on track as well. I'm not sure if penalties will play a place in this one. I'm just trying to check the penalties now.
Oh, as EULR Lewis gets a penalty.
Oh, that's been absolute pain for him in this 5-lap championship. That'll drop him down to P5 because Revenge is too far back. Luckily, it doesn't damage him too much in this race, but he still won't be happy he's picked a penalty up again.
Definitely, and that means Silverside Boy is promoted then to 4th place, and Lewis drops to 5th. Zilla picks up 6th then, and the championship leader, Collateral Lads, picks up another win. Surely now, you have to. He's got one hand on the trophy.
I imagine so, yeah. It's going to be the next race is going to be very interesting at Spa. And yeah, Lewis is probably the only hope of getting this. I think eventually finishing P6, unless the two championship contenders have a bit of a nightmare in Spa.
So there you have it then. There are your results for the Abu Dhabi 5-lap race. It is Collateral Lads taking the maximum 26 points. It's the only driver interested to get into the 137s as well. In terms of lap time, it's 26 points. Matthews in 2nd place. We've seen some good plays from Matthews' side, so hats off to him. There is 1 3rd place. Porter comes out 3rd place. Perhaps more importantly, 2nd place with Revenge Zilla. In terms of the championship, he finished 6th for Haas. Sergeant Reynolds just behind him as well. Shout out to Silverside Boy, who gets 4th place as well, following that penalty for ULR Lewis.
So, I've had Michael Massey on the phone, and we are going to swap one of the tracks around.
Well, I'm saying to change the tracks, but there's been an outrage in the Discord. The people want Spa.
Wow. Okay.
The people want Spa. So I guess we'll give the people what they want.
So we'll override Michael Massey. he doesn't know what he's doing.
No, he actually has no idea what he's doing. No idea. We will do what the people want, and the people want a wet Spa, so that's what they'll get then. And we can see there the championship table then. Collateral Lads, 136 points at the moment, ahead of Lewis 1 by 38 points then. And all he needs from this race is to outscore Lewis by 12 or 13 points, depending on fastest laps.
And the wonderful game has just booted me out.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the game's just closed by itself, so this game's perfect and it has no bugs.
Oh.
So this causes a bit of an issue now.
Right.
So Revengezilla becomes the host. So I have got the photo to send to Revenge.
Can you get back into the game?
I should be able to 2 seconds.
This has gone swimmingly well.
Yeah, thanks Codemasters for this perfect game and
Oh. Well. TJ has now left the party. So you've just got my voice for a bit then. Seems like his game is having issues. So while we just try and rectify these issues, let's just go through the championship standings again, because there is still fights going on at the moment, and Lewis 1 has got second place, just ahead of Adventure, but only by 7 points, so there is still a fight in there. So I think TJ's back with us. TJ, are you... So TJ's in the party. Oh no, he's not in the party now. This is going really well. So, just to remind everyone, we'll go back to it again, the championship. There's still a fight going on for 5th place. That battle seems pretty tight at the moment. 62 points for Silverside, 59 points for Kluschak, and 57 for EUNR Lewis. Not looking like they're within sight at the moment of the top 3. Does look like Mag User is still in with a shout of a podium. Next race is Belgium in the wet, so there is still every chance of Mag User top 3 in the championship. So now further down the order at the minute, Lucky Boy Kurt with 40 points at the moment, and Pip Sergeant Raninov. Oh, he can still get ahead of EUR Lewis. He can still get way up the field if he wins both of these races. Lucky Point Kurt, wet weather driver. Who knows? Who knows? There's still every chance that he could win this next one. he'll be looking good for it. I think TJ is here now. TJ, where does Monkey Boy start the next race? Too. So yeah, as I was saying, he's still right at the finish. Still 52 points on offer 2 races to run here. We have gone a little bit longer than we expected, I think, but I think at this stage, if we cut the championship short, some people will be a little bit disappointed to not have the chance here. Oh, is it? Oh, he's made it full wet, has he? Nice, nice. It is a full wet race, as we can see all the drivers on the grid. So I have no idea what's going to happen for the last two races here. But let's see then, as we are about to get underway with just 5 seconds left on the countdown, and TJ, lead the wet drivers away here. Players caught in the corner, not giving it back, so a 3-second penalty here for David Lowface. So out in front then, it is Klutz, Jack, Monkey Boy and Maxi that retain those starting 3 positions then, and then further back Revengezilla makes up 4 along with the ULR Lewis. Mag User up 6 again, great performance from Mag User tonight. And Lewis close behind him. Yep, so Collateral Lads then right at the back. Oh, just as I said, he was having a fantastic performance. We'll let him off in his spar in the full wet, so he can be excused for that one. The driver's taking it very carefully, as you can expect, and it's still Klutz out in the lead at the moment, ahead of Monkey Boy, the Bahrain 5-lap winner, out in front ahead of Monkey Boy, who, as I mentioned, you just see his rain performance at the moment. He's where he wants to be in terms of the championship, but 18 points if he finishes second place. Yep, so no real fights going on track at the moment. Field spread out slightly at this point. Well, I'd say he's got nothing to lose considering he was right at the back anyway. Maybe there's a break in the clouds. Who knows, maybe we've got some fantastic weather guy down there. side can perform tonight. He has done a splendid job so far, you'd say, really, in terms of the races so far. It's not too bad at all, really. Sometimes kind of showing his second place. He's had a couple of performances as well against some good drivers, so I think he'll be happy with that. Had to outscore was Lewis won by 12 points in order to wrap it up going into that's providing Lewis won the race, which he doesn't know he's going to do at the moment. So Lewis isn't looking like he's yeah, and Ads is now up to 7th, battling with David Allface for that position at the moment. So there has been a significant Maxi, who's gone round and hit the wall as well. We just caught that, and there's an Alpine about to come past. Oh. Thank God. I don't think he was going to go there. I thought it was going to be. Then spurs of inspiredness in terms of racing sometimes, as we saw at Bahrain, but got it wrong there. He's now in 12th place ahead of the inter-running Sergeant Radinov, who doesn't seem to have made those tyres work. There is still a fight going on though for 3rd place between Zilla, EULR Lewis and Silverside as well. Can Lewis 1 get in on this fight?
Yeah, Collateral Lads is storming his way back through the field as well here.
Ads knows a good finish here will ensure that whatever happens at the last race, he will win the championship.
Magsy is out.
Unfortunately, there's no safety cars on 5 lap races. I think we'd never get racing if we did run a safety car. And he is out then. So Monkey Boy Kurt has just got within a second of Kluzczak. I know there's no DRS because it's wet, but can he chip away that gap even further and provide us with an entertaining fight for the lead on the last lap?
Yeah, but I'd like to see the Monkey Boy get on podium actually, or P1 actually. I like both these drivers, but I feel Monkey Boy, you know, probably deserves a little bit more Kluzczak currently. I think he's been a bit unlucky in these 5 lappers and get P1 with the boosters confidence quite a bit.
Zilla's doing a terrific job at the moment, it does seem, but there is now a 4-way fight for his 3rd place. Lewis has tagged onto the back of the train then. See the gap between the drivers now, all within half a second of one another. So this is surely going to be the most insane fight on the track as we are about to start the final lap then. Just come up to the bus stop chicane now, I believe. Monkey Boy is 8/10 back then from the AlphaTauri at the moment.
Yeah, you know, the drivers are showing a lot of skill here. Spa and the wet is a little bit wet is hard enough, but the full wet it's horrible to drive in. Lewis has just taken revenge there.
Yeah, I was just about to say Zilla's done some fantastic defensive driving, but it looks like EUL Lewis has stuck it up the inside into turn 1. Just about keeps head revenge, and he does indeed keep head, but Lewis will now follow him closely through Ojun. Surely not flat out from here, indeed it isn't. But Zilla goes a little bit deep, and that allows Lewis right onto the back then of Revenge. Zilla now cuts the grass a little bit as well for good measure. Zilla will get away. No DRS here for EULR Lewis, but he's up the inside. Can he get ahead? Yes, he can. And Lewis takes 3rd place. There's penalties coming in left, right, and centre now.
Oh, Monkey Boy.
So Monkey Boy's got 1. So too has EULR Lewis. So too has Silverside Boy. So if Zilla keeps it clean here, surely he will get that third place back.
Yeah, it certainly looks that way. Fantastic drive from Revenge Zilla again here. As I get
Ads now
Fungus
picks
is
up a 2-second
retired.
penalty. Doesn't affect him. He's 4 seconds ahead of the driver behind. Perhaps just a sign that the pressure's getting to Ads a little bit. Collects that 7th place. Get it confirmed after this one. I'm sure he should have win the championship. I'm not too sure about Zilla's finishing position though. It depends if he does indeed get up to 2nd place. He's 8 tenths back from EULR Lewis. Now then, in terms of the gap that he needs to keep within, it's ever increasing. It's now at 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, I imagine Revenge Zilla's just playing it a little bit easy on these last corners just to ensure he doesn't get a penalty. Keep it nice and clean, he knows he's got that P3 place, which he has.
And he does indeed keep the 3rd place. Then the closest fight on the field was for that remaining podium position. And it is Zilla that comes out on top there. Klustrek takes the win for AlphaTauri, his 2nd win of the evening. Monkey Boy Kurt, a much improved showing, finishing 2nd for Williams. And as I mentioned, Zilla rounding off the podium in 3rd then.
Just pointing out that the even though he's finished in P7, a lot of lads has picked up the fastest lap.
He has picked up fastest lap. Well,
and you did mention at the beginning of the championship that the fastest lap, even though it's a point, it could finishing at the top of the championship or put 2nd in. So it does look that way.
definitely. As we just wait for the inter-running Sergeant Rananoff, who seems to be prattling around on the final corner. Can you
Yeah.
just come over the line, please, so we can get on to the last race. There we go. Very much then.
Sergeant needs a word with his engineers about putting them tyres on, or the Haas boss needs to have a go at Sergeant for putting them intermediates on.
Indeed he does then. So it is Klustrek who gets the win for AlphaTauri. As I mentioned, his 2nd win of the evening. Monkey Boy Kurt gets 2nd place, Revenge Zilla 3rd for the Haas team. I'd like to see, there we go, it is confirmed. Collateral Lads will win the FPRL 5-lap social championship with a 35-point gap to Lewis 1. It's exclusive, we'll call it now, TJ. It is Collateral Lads who will win the championship. There's still a fight going on though, and it's for 2nd place between Lewis 1 and Revenge Zilla. Just 2 points separate them now. And
Yeah.
Klustrek can still nip into 2nd place, providing that Zilla and Lewis don't win the next round, or don't finish in the points, I should say, at the next round, and he wins. That's the only way he will do that then. So there is still some small fights going on, but it is indeed Collateral Lads who wins the 5-lap championship. TJ, you've had a lot to say about Collateral Lads. I think you should say a few words about his performance tonight.
Yeah, a lot of people, people might have heard, I've spoke about Cat Lads quite a bit, and yeah, he has been a man on fire today. He's been possessed, and he's driven his heart out. He's done plenty of starting at the back of the grids and getting to podium positions. And if he hasn't started at the back, he's starting mid-pack, got himself up as well. And yeah, considering fixed setups, etc. Yeah, it's been a fantastic drive. I can't wait to get the interview done with him. As I will just shout out to Revenge Zilla, who I hope is listening to the Twitch stream, that please change the track back to USA.
Oh no, it's been they've made the call. Discord have made the call. It is Monaco, the last race.
Oh god.
So it is Monaco. Whether it's wet or dry, we kind of at this point.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. Kind of knew this was always going to happen, especially as we're now nearly 2.5 hours into the stream. It's yeah, it's
I am just
it's been fun. It's been fun.
yeah, it's been some real fun racing, and very close between the mid pack. Well, to be honest, very close. I put down to P2 downwards. You know, I'm going to put Ads in his own little class here, and he's been absolute worldy. But yeah, it's been very close battles on track. It's been very entertaining.
Definitely, it has been interesting to see the drivers how they perform in a different kind of format. Obviously, we're used to the traditional league races, but we've seen in these social events a few different formats, and it's always interesting to see how drivers perform in those.
So yeah, as we go on to Monaco with full wets, I think this is going to be an interesting race. It's hard enough in the dry, so I can't wait to see what the drivers do in the wet.
So we are heading now into the final round of the 5-lap social championship. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of it. It's the first time we've ever run something like this. Hopefully we can run something similar again in the future, perhaps with a slightly modified format in terms of perhaps the grid, or finishing a little bit earlier than expected. But it has been very fun nonetheless, as TJ said, to see these drivers in a different type of format. We know Collateral Ads has won the championship. Even if he doesn't finish this race, he has enough points in the bag to keep his first place. And probably a good thing being Monaco, to be fair, that he got the job done early on. But it is going to be 5 red lights here in Monaco. And we are away then. It is the Aston Martins of Maxine Object from us to get us away. Down into turn 1, and they've all kept it. I should say. They've all kept it clean. But I'm not too sure what's happened there. TJ's in hysterics. I saw a big collision between David Goldface.
Yeah, I do apologise,
else.
David, but I just saw you go sideways, and I imagine someone clipped the back of you.
It is Maxi who leads the way for Aston Martin. Sergeant Randall right behind him, but has picked up a penalty in the process then. The biggest gain off the start. Monkey Boy Kurt from 12th to 6th. Great start for him round here in Monaco. Helps, of course, by the drivers having that collision off the line, which I imagine would have hurt a few drivers. But it is Sergeant Randall then, still behind Maxi.
It looks like Mag Hughes, oh, okay, he's letting all the drivers past so carefully, he pulled up. Mag Hughes has got no front wing.
Mag Hughes with no front wing, clearly a bit of a scrap for him. As Maxi now looking to hold the lead.
Oh, someone's just been spun. I think the Silverside boy got spun going into the pits. Yeah, so some of the drivers have been having a bit of a nightmare here. So Mag Hughes is going himself 3 seconds. Luke's checked up to 6 seconds. EU Alor Lewis has got 2 seconds. TS9 has got 2. And Sargent's got 2 seconds as well.
That could really hurt Sargent, especially if he gets past Maxi. But your driver of the day, TJ, Collateral Lads, up in 4th place. From 7th, all over the back of Object Fungus. He could get on the podium at this point. Lewis is right behind as well. Remember, there is still a fight in this championship going on, and it is for 2nd place. And it is Lewis who currently, at this point, has the advantage in that. Sergeant Randolph is round.
Yeah, Collateral Lads just picked himself 2 seconds up as well on that instance. And Lewis is right behind him. Well, not right behind him, but he's in the 2 seconds currently, so it's really hurts Avengula.
On that hunt for that 2nd place in the championship. It is going to be Lewis who secures that 2nd place at the moment. Then Klutschak winner in Spa. Not enjoying a good race so far as Zilla gets past Monkey Boy. Got a terrible exit off the final corner. Zilla then seems determined to get as close as he can to Lewis behind. I wonder if his teammate is going to let him through here and let him chase after Lewis won.
Yeah, team orders might come into play for definitely, as you mentioned. Maybe Sarge will try to get ahead of Lewis and be a team playing with a bit of Perez.
As Lewis, interestingly, gets a 2-second time penalty then. There is 4 seconds between Sergeant Randolph and Zilla, but at this point, all Zilla has to do now is close within 2 seconds of Lewis 1, finish ahead of him, and I think that would be enough, depending on positions. I think there'll be 2 seconds between them, 2 points between them, sorry. So it might come down to a countback if they finish in that order, but we're a long way from that yet.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, so Sarge picking off another 2 seconds off. There's a lot of drivers aren't enjoying track limits here, to say the least.
Definitely not, as there's a fastest lap there, trading hands between Lewis 1 and Sergeant Randolph, then a 1:12.5 from Sergeant sees here, collects the extra point at the moment then. It's still maxing out in front, that's the fight. The fight is getting very close now. Maxi, interestingly, has no penalties at the moment.
No, yeah, it's keeping it very clean. Fair play to him as well. You know, it's not the easiest track to drive, and I know track limits are a bit horrendous around here, so yeah, brilliant drive from Magdi. As more drivers pick up penalty points.
Yeah, Loose Track, I don't think he's having a very good time of it at the moment. He's back into the pits at the end of it. So, oh, that's adds his round.
Oh! I mean, it doesn't really affect him, so that's lucky. Yeah, didn't quite see what I'm seeing there, but...
What it does do
Magdi.
is promote Lewis 1 up into the podium places.
Yeah. This just absolutely hurting him.
Oh, the Aston Martins have come together.
Oh!
The Aston Martins have come together. Just caught it. Sergeant Randolph's now going to go up in second place. Lewis 1 takes the lead from AlphaTauri in the final lap here.
Very much got a hope for a miracle here.
It would take a miracle. Oh, as Sergeant Randolph goes round as well.
Oh!
Sergeant Randolph goes round, and surely now there was part of the conspiracy theorists in my head thought that Sergeant might do his teammate a favour, but it is Lewis 1 who surely now is going to win this race and take that second place in the championship.
As long as he keeps it clean here, then yeah. Oh!
Another 2 seconds. Let's have a look at the penalties at the moment then. Add with another 2 seconds as well. Adds fighting with Maxi here. Tooth and nail for that second place. And it is going to be Lewis 1 who secures the win in Monaco and takes second place in the championship, where the penalty's going to filter out. Zilla's now picked up at 2 seconds. I don't think he'll get ahead of him. He doesn't. Sergeant Randolph now 5th. Monkey Boy in 6th. Silverside will come home in 7th. David Lawface 8th. TX9 9th. EULR
Yeah, it's a fantastic drive from Ivan Zilla there. It's gone from last to P4, so even though he does lose out on P2 in the championship, it's still a fantastic race for him.
Yep, he'd have to come through from the back in the end. Driver of the day goes to Lewis 1, who we will see very shortly. Went from 9th to 1st. Great race from him. Maxi in second place, starting on pole. Lost out after contact with his teammate of all people. Collateral Ads gets 3rd, the championship winner in the Ferrari. 4th for Revenge Zilla, as you mentioned, up from 11th. 5th Sergeant Randolph gets the extra lap points. And we'll look at the championship standings then. And there you have it then. So it is Collateral Lads who wins the FPRL Social 5-Lap Championship with 158 points then. Lewis 1 gets second with 133. Revenge Zilla third in the table with 118. Klutstrek gets fourth in 84, having won 2 races this evening. Bag User, good showing from him, gets fifth with 82 points. Silverside Boy 6th with 76 points. EULR Lewis 7th with 70 points. Monkey Boy in 8th place with 66 points. Magsy in 9th place with 54 points. Sergeant Ralinov in 10th. It's not been his evening tonight. In 10th place with 53 points then. And the bottom 3 there, David Lopez, Object Things, TS9, 34, 21 and 14 points respectively then.
Yeah, as I've invited the top 3 into the party.
Yep, so let's see if we can get an interview with the top 3 in the championship.
There is a question in the Discord if there should be one more race because Russia didn't count.
No. Is the answer to that? No.
I like
See
it,
my
that's
answer,
just straight to the point. But, talking about back out to over to Jance.
I think it would change much anyway, to be honest. Gaps in the table at the moment.
I've got a message from the championship. Sorry, pals. Yeah, so Louis Swan sends his apologies again. He still hasn't got a mic, but it's on its way. So yeah.
You used to stop winning then. Or should I say getting to the top 3? Not quite winning.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a fantastic championship from Louis there, finishing P2. He's shown pace throughout every single social race, and I can't wait to see him in the reserve race on Wednesday if he's racing, and then into next season to see what he can do.
Indeed, as we've now got Collateral Ads, the championship winner, joining us with Revenge Zilla, and as TJ says, Lewis 1 can't join us, although we congratulate him on second place in the championship then. So let's go. TJ, do you want to interview Zilla? And I'll interview Ads if they both make sure they've got their audio included, I should say.
Yep, so Revenge Zilla, congratulations on P3 championship. How did you find it?
Yeah, it was a bit of a mad one. Lots of ups and downs. I think the first 6 races it was like podium crash, podium crash, podium crash. That was a bit more consistent at the end. The reverse grid obviously helped a lot of times, and then I ended up starting at the back on all the street circuits, which isn't pleasant. But other than that, the pace was good, so I was happy with it.
Yeah, I've noticed in a couple of races that you seem to be battling on the pace, and you were coming back from back of the grids up into the top 5. You picked up a couple of podiums along the way. Looked like you enjoyed the wet races.
What was the first wet race?
Baku.
Oh no, I DNF that, didn't I?
Oh, did you?
Yeah, did you not see my wheel off in the castle?
Okay, maybe you didn't enjoy the wet race as much as I thought you did.
Yeah, the DNF is definitely for FPRL fails of the year. For sure. The second wet race was okay. I think I just kept it clean off the start, and then I had a big train behind me because I didn't really have any pace. But I managed to hold on for a podium, which was good. But then that put me at the back for Monaco.
Yeah, as Marco Massey made in the last race, as everyone saw. So yeah, how did you find it with the fixed setups? set up one, I think, from what drivers are saying. How did you find it? Obviously, you didn't race with it very much.
Yeah, what I didn't like is the differentials locked like quite high, so it's really tough to get on the power at some circuits. Mexico, I struggled a lot getting on the power. Spa, I struggled a lot, but I guess everyone's in the same boat, so you can't really complain, can you?
Yeah, that's right. It didn't look like drivers were struggling a bit too much. We also had a couple of spins here and there, but it looked pretty clean. There was a few squeaky times with a couple of corners, as you mentioned, that pretty hard to get the power down. I suppose the talking point is a little battle between you and Lewis won. I suppose you're a little bit gutted to not get Peter in the championship.
Yeah, I mean, it came down to the last race, but I think Monkey Boy went for the San Devon heroics, and I was caught on the wrong end of it, so it was sort of my race over, and he did really well to win the last race, so fair enough to him.
Yeah, and yeah, congratulations on your P3. It was very entertaining to watch. Would you do this format again if we couldn't between the season breaks?
Yeah, if we get the time to do it, it's a good laugh. I mean, I think if we found a way to make it run a bit smoother, then the people that have to go off around 10 o'clock, can get all the races in. I think because we overrun a bit, the amount of numbers of people in here sort of tailored off towards the end. So, but the actual format itself is very fun. I think maybe to save time, ignore the one-shot quali and just do random for the first race, but then obviously everyone would have to agree to that because it is very luck-centered.
Yeah, I mean, any suggestions for league management? I'm sure they'll take note, and if we do get a chance to race again, I'm sure we can change the format up slightly. But yeah, congratulations on your P3, Vangela. Fully deserved. And now I'll pass across to Biddle.
So, like I said, congratulations, Zilla. Ads will come to you now. I'll try and keep it as short as possible, as I know we've run over a little bit. But congratulations on winning the championship. It's safe to say, I think, after that you enjoy 5 lappers, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. Well, I was pretty much on it tonight, to be honest. I think the first two, I think I won the first 2 races. I think that helped, because I think from the 3rd race I made some contact with a couple of people and spun, went to the back, managed to get into the low points. And I think after that, I won only another 2. I dodged another couple of races, so Lewis was catching me up. So I think the first 2 helped, but yeah, really enjoyed it.
Yep, did it put you off at all with the fixed setups? Did you have to change anything in terms of your driving, or did you just, drive the best you could with what you had?
No, I liked it, to be honest. Obviously, I think it still grouped the drivers together a little bit better, but the setup was totally fine for me. Okay for me.
Yeah, brilliant. We saw some fantastic driving from yourself tonight. We'll just go back to the league, because we are returning back to the normal league next week. So we're in Portimao for the race. You're obviously a Division 1 driver. Your season so far, what are you looking to improve in the last 2 races of this season compared to how you've raced so far?
Just improve race pace, I think. I think my quality pace doesn't really relevate to in some races. Should be in the race. I've got a couple of seconds and a couple of thirds starting point, but I tend to think the faster drivers save themselves for the race a little bit. I have made a couple of mistakes on the way, but it's going to be a tough race next week because for some reason I got a 10-second penalty.
You've not let that one go yet, have you?
No.
That's been going on for a month now, that has.
I know, so I've got that in mind if I finish the race, but a lot of opportunities in Portimao, a lot of very strict corner ins, and places where people can spin, so there's still opportunities for me to get points. So yeah.
Yeah, no, correct. As you said, you know, lots of opportunities in Portimao, with it being one of the new tracks in the game as well. Obviously, people perhaps not drove it as much as they might have drove other tracks in previous games, but congratulations both of you on your first and your third
Thank you very
places in the championship. Thanks to everyone that's watched, whether you're watching it live or whether you've watched it back. It has run a little bit longer than we're used to on FPRL, but hopefully everyone that watched enjoyed the show. We'll be back on Wednesday with a reserve race around Portimao, same time, 8 PM GMT. So hopefully everyone can join us there. TJ's got something to add.
Yeah, just before we finish, I'm going to say something off the gents in the party and everyone in the league. I'd like to say a massive thank you to you, Bill, for taking the time to organise these social events. I know we've been nothing easy, but it's been fantastic. Yeah, I think all the drivers have enjoyed it. So thank you very much, Bill.
Thanks,
Yeah,
CJ.
no, thank you.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Zilla, for your nice sound effects there. But no, I enjoy it, and I'm glad everyone else enjoys it as well. So thanks for that, TJ. Thanks for that, ads as well. Yep, as I said, we'll be back on Wednesday, 8 PM GMT, live on Twitch. Hopefully it won't be as long on Wednesday. Something would have gone really wrong if it has. So yeah, see you all then.